weird. My mouse is on my computer, though. Anyway.
Ari's messing around ASMR.
Ari's adventures in finding her own microphone. We're live now, by the way. We're in the pre-show memes.
Oh no.
Yes.
I kind of wish we got that on.
We didn't get all of that. We got the end of it. So.
Well, like I sat down and I'm like, oh no, where's my? Because like I always take my mic off my desk when I'm not in voice chat because it just saves room on my desk, and I put it on my desktop, which is below my desk.
Right.
I just set it on top of that, so I just easily grab it, put it on my desk, put it back down there. Not tonight! But I found it. Crisis
I like
averted.
how Turando looks so goofy compared to us.
What?
Because he's
the
the only one on the
Fugi.
stream that doesn't have a transparent avatar. So all the others are just like characters and he's got a square.
One of these things is not like the others.
Alright. Also real quick, Turando, mic check, make sure your audio's not fucked. Are you there?
I should be fine, yeah.
Yep, you're good. Sweet. Awesome. We do have to wait a bit anyways, because we've got to wait for ads and all that, so.
Reroll ads.
So I like to mention that Ari says, "Oh, I save space on my desk." Meanwhile, I'm looking at my desk. I need excuses to put things on my desk. There's
Imagine having a
nothing here.
desk.
I wish I had that
Imagine-
problem. I need a bigger desk, okay?
Literally,
Nothing on
like,
my desk.
you don't want to see how big my desk,
I
how
need-
full my desk is.
No. I do want to see. I
need
my
another
notes,
desk,
I want
and I
the
have
desk.
two.
I don't need my desk to be too big. I just need to be big enough to be able to leave a drawing tablet plugged in and parked somewhere comfortably. Right now, I do not have that, so.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
wait. Well, you have like a normal sized desk. My
Yeah,
desk
mine's
is an L
normal, yeah.
size. Mine is an L shape, and almost every inch of it is full.
Oh my god.
That's not how it normally is, but I will go through periods of stress and I will just slowly fill everything up on it with different things. And that's kind of what it looks like right now. I've got a stack of manga, I've got a case of watercolors that I'm working on, I've got a crocheting thing that I haven't started, I've got some CDs because I was going to burn some CDs, didn't start that. I've got 2 notebooks open of story outlines for visual novels. I've got my squeaker toy, the battalion, which was there last time we were streaming. I've got my Steam Deck just sitting here.
Why
I think
not?
the other
Yeah.
night I was playing. Yeah. I've got another planner over here. Then I've got my stack of watercolors and other notebooks. So there's some ideas for you, Shadow, if you want to have a mental breakdown.
So
Sure, why
my
not?
desk is
Throw a
my monitor, my
Yep.
keyboard, my mouse, and my microphone. That's it.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Put a drawing
Okay.
tablet
You
on
You
it
can
too.
add to
Why
that.
not?
I'm not counting all of the
drawing tab.
plushies and acrylic standees, except the battalion plushie. That doesn't count. It's a creature. All of the standees and stuff. Or food. Or Oberon, menacingly.
Boing.
Welcome.
Hello.
Okay. Let me just check who we have here and who said they were not going to be here. I believe Anne is sick and not going to be able to make it. I think Iron was too busy to make it. And I think Aztec will also not be around. So, are we missing anybody else? I think this is pretty much everybody. We just got to wait a bit for the ads to end still.
No,
and then we
Pink
can begin.
Coda, chat.
Yeah, I'll ping Coda right now.
Oh yeah.
She's definitely not doing anything right now as I speak.
She's sure in.
She could read all of Ouran right now, I think.
Live.
You were right, Andy. This took a while to read.
It was surprisingly dense. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and I was like, you know what?
Well, I mean, I still
trust
did.
you, but
I mean, I knew
yeah.
I was going to find the time for it, even if
Right.
it was long. I was like, I'm still going to have the time for it because I have like all day today and last night to do it. But it was still like, I knew it was going to take a bit because the style, I remembered like looking at a couple of the chapters and I was like, the style of this manga is going to be, we're going to load a bunch of text on like singular pages. So, you know, I'm ready for that. But I also did not realize until I started, well, actually I should have had an idea of it when I was making the reading schedule. Like, there's like 3 chapters per volume because they're long chapters.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't feel that long to me.
Well, I mean,
So what's crazy to me is
I mean, we can
I
talk
wonder
about this
how
more
much I
when we
can-
actually start, because
Yeah,
that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
like details that we can get into about our thoughts about it. Because it's
Yeah,
important
because I
not
was
to.
gonna quote
Waste it.
something
It's
that
especially
Hatori
important
specifically
because
mentioned, and I was like,
it's specifically important because this is gonna be the first episode that we edit onto Spotify, but all the pre-show memes will not be a part of that. So yeah.
we won't have Ari looking for her microphone on the Spotify version.
That will not be on the
ASMR?
Spotify version unless it's brought up in the middle of it. So
Wait, volume 2?
yeah. What about volume
Yeah?
2?
Huh?
What about volume 2? Is
Well,
there-
Sorry.
I went to update my Annie list, and I was like, I just bumped it up to 6 because I was like, I think I've read to chapter 6. But I'm looking
To
at
7.
volume 2, and it says contents. Ouran High School Host Club, page 4. Extra episode, page 145. Wait, how many chapters was there in
there was technically, if you've read all the volumes, there was technically 7 chapters you've read because one of them is an extra chapter in the first volume.
Okay,
The
I see
second
episode
volume
7.
the second volume has a bonus meme thing that has nothing to do with Ouran Host Club. It was something the author wrote
Yeah.
before Ouran Host Club, so that's not counting.
I was just
the
confused
chapters.
because I have the physical of volume 2 because I loved it as a child.
Yeah, the
child.
volumes do not
Um,
themselves list the chapter numbers on the table
why-
of contents. They list them on the chapters themselves, not the table of contents, which is
Yeah, I
an
mean,
interesting
what's-
choice.
Do you really need things in a table of contents? Like, can't you just have vibes?
It's like, okay,
the title of the story, and then that's it.
the table of contents is basically just the main story, page 1, epilogue, page 160.
That's literally what this is in the official release.
Oh boy. Okay, so we got everybody here and the bonus memes are done. So it's time for us to get started, gamers. Are we ready? Are we ready?
No.
Oh boy. Let's get it going. Hold on. Wait. All right. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time. And this will also be the first series that we edit and upload onto Spotify later. So if you're listening to this is your first exposure to the book club, welcome. Here we discuss manga every week here live on a live stream. And this time, the vote has decided we're going to be reading all of Ouran High School Host Club and discussing 2 volumes every week, starting with this week, volumes 1 and 2. But before we get into that, let's introduce our guest that we have speaking with us this week. Starting in alphabetical order, as I see on Discord, as usual, we have number 1 Tamaki Apologist. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nyan Bacon. You may also hear me referred to as Nyan, Bacon, or Andy. I use he, they pronouns, please, no she, her, and I recommend that you read Ouran High School Host Club and watch it all right now. I mean, after this podcast.
Right now. All right.
Yeah, it's good, and Tamaki's my baby boy.
I couldn't tell by the name. I couldn't tell that. I had no idea. Thank you so much for that, Andy. Next up, Arimia. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ramia. I typically like shonen shit, but this time we're reading a shoujo. Surprisingly, I do read those sometimes now. We'll talk more about how we all know Ouran later, but
Yep.
yeah. My recommendation this week, I finished The Labors of Hercules.
Ooh.
The Christie one, not the ancient Greek or Greek one.
Howard.
It was good. It was good. It was a nice little series of short mysteries for him to solve. Not all of them about murders. Quite a few of them were not about murders. But it was nice bite-sized things. It was good. Nice little book.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Thank you so much. Wow, you finished all 12 labors yourself. True. Is that true?
All 12 labors. Yep. I
One
can't
of the-
name a single one.
I can't. No, I can. One of them was finding your mic. So
Oh, yeah!
Wasn't one of them the Golden Fleece?
No.
Okay. Shows you how much I know.
Actually, no.
It was one of them shoveling snow. Because I did that today.
I think that was Jason, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Jason, Golden Fleece. Yep, it was Jason of the Argonauts.
Okay.
Oh, not Jason from
job.
Friday the 13th. Okay, all right. Well,
Wrong Jason.
oh,
Jim,
wrong
sorry.
Jason. There's many Jasons.
Too many things.
All right. Anything else, Romeo?
Everyone's wrong today.
No.
All right. Thank you so much. Next up, Elizabeth. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm excited for the throwback. That's Ouran, and to be in the first. This is my first book club to fully
Hold on.
participate in.
Yippee!
So yeah,
Welcome.
thank you.
All right. Do you have... So typically here, people sometimes give recommendations for other media that they would like to recommend. It could be another manga, it could be another movie, it could be another anything. Do you have anything you would like to recommend this week?
I'm still reading Faust. So I'm still stuck on Act 2 of that. So if anyone wants to join me in that particular journey, yeah.
Ring of Hell.
Yeah, I was gonna say hell, but yeah.
You have to make it sound appealing if you're recommending it.
I deal with Rings of Hell every time. Oh yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm. It's fun if you like to not have fun. So yeah, let's join me.
I was gonna say
That's
I deal with
everything.
Rings of Hell every time I have to deal with audio issues on streams. Okay, those are my hells that I have to deal with. Anyways, thank you so much for that, Elizabeth. Next up, Shadowman V4. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Michelle. The thing I recommend this time is spreadsheets. Don't do them.
If you are gonna do them, make them look nice. I think that's worth it. If you make them look very, very nice.
Mine is Christmas themed.
I'm
Christmas
getting
themed
there, Chef.
spreadsheets. Yo, hold up. I gotta see
Yeah.
this. I'm not biased.
I do gotta see this.
I'll take pictures.
Okay. Yippee. All right. Anything else, Shadow?
I'll get to them making look good. I need some time.
Okay. You got this. I believe in you. Get them functional first, and then you can make them look nice later. All right. Next up, Turando. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Turndo, and I like to read.
And that's all you need to be here. Thank you so much, Turando. Next up, me, Wolfborg, aka Chaplin, aka the best anime book club host you've ever heard of, as long as you've listened to at least this one. I don't know if there's any others that are here anywhere or on Spotify, but if you found this one, congrats, you found the best one, I think. I would recommend... Oh, God. As usual, I had something I was going to recommend, and then I forgot. You know what I'm going to recommend? Because I just watched the first 2 episodes of it again before I hopped into here. Toradora. Amazing
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
please go check out Toradora. If you have not seen Toradora yet,
So I'm
what are you
reading the
doing?
manga for that, if there is one.
When it's
I don't think-
finished. It is
Yeah.
still ongoing.
That's
Don't
How
worry.
many volumes are there?
I'm keeping an eye on it for when it finishes so that I can recommend it for the book club. Don't you worry.
You're watching.
Wait,
It was a light
No.
novel first, though, and the light novel was finished, right? Or
I
is that-
also own the light novel in English.
Sweet.
I'm working on collecting both the light novel and the manga. But anyway, I agree. Watch Toradora. Very good.
wait.
Hell
How
yeah.
long is the manga
that long.
currently?
It's like
Well,
8
is it-
volumes.
Has
Oh,
the manga
okay.
been like going consistently, or has it been like on hiatus that many times?
Probably on hiatus. I
Oh.
don't know when it started. I just know every so often I have to check Amazon for Black
Like a guy,
Butler
like a
and
s-
Toradora manga to get posted, so I can add it to my wish list.
But yeah,
I swear to God, if this is One Piece again, I'm gonna lose it.
It's not.
No, yeah.
Toradora
Toradora
has been
is
going on like,
since like
sorry, for like
2007.
15 years, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Really, really good. Go check it out if you haven't already. It's an amazing time. But that's what I got to recommend to you. So next up, we have Proletariat. Introduce yourself. Interesting
Hello,
name choice, yes.
I'm Spaghetti.
No, you're not.
I
No,
am
you're
Spaghetti. I am proletariat because of I forgot how many strange phrases are in Ouran.
True.
And yet
And-
they didn't include homosexual supporting cast.
Was that a term in the anime?
I
or-
don't think that fits in the profile name on Discord. So
Oh, that you know what? That's true.
I tried, believe me. I tried. Anyway, I forgot what blurb I was going to say. I'm Spaghetti, and my recommendation is I'm just going to say you're keeping up with the news. Path of Exile 2. We had the
there we
announcement
go.
stream today.
Let's go.
It was great. Druid
And
is
what did
coming
they
out.
announce?
Druid. They went through the
Wow.
whole play guide about Druid. You want to turn into a bear. You want to turn into a freaking wyvern.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Wyverns.
They can also summon volcanoes. Who knew?
I do that often.
It's
I
gonna
do that
be
all
great.
the time.
Free weekend, December 12th through 14th.
Oh my god.
So if you're curious, like, hey, Spaghetti keeps talking about this game.
Oh, Spaghetti keeps talking about
I'm
it,
gonna be
yeah.
there.
All right.
All like 72 hours.
That's a
Oh
lot.
yeah, it's gonna be great.
Peak. Peak. All right, go check that out if you are interested. Anything else, Spaghetti?
That's it.
All right, thank you so much for
You
that.
are gonna play Path of Exile too.
Oh god, right now? Okay, no more book club. We have to everybody install Path of Exile 2. Yeah.
Yep, there's no gun to your head. Not yet.
Listen. Let's get started now. That's all the guests that we have here. So, let me start first with reading the stuff I wrote about the research I had done about the series, which people who are more familiar with the series may be able to add more to it or add corrections about any of this stuff. So, Ouran High School Host Club is a reverse harem romantic comedy shoujo manga, which began serialization in July 2002 as part of Hakusensha's Lala magazine. It was generally seen as a parody of otaku culture and yaoi manga, and has even been considered a pioneer of the fujoshi comedy genre. The manga ended... What? What was that?
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Oh, I didn't know if you said something. Okay. The manga ended in September 2010 with a total of 18 volumes. Over 13 million volumes are in circulation as of December 2011. Viz Media was in charge of the English release under its Shoujo Beat imprint. Studio Bones produced an anime adaptation of Ouran that began airing in the spring 2006 season with 26 episodes. The series has also had audio dramas, a live-action film, a TV drama, 3 musicals, and even a visual novel. I did not know that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I need to get the visual novel.
I don't know.
Hold
If,
up.
I don't know if it's been translated anywhere, but apparently there's a visual novel
Damn
of
it.
it somewhere. Bisco Hatori
The
is
long list
the
of games.
the series is
Meaning
by.
PlayStation 2!
And DS!
Let's go.
Oh!
You know how we played the Umineko fighting game when we were done with that? I'm just saying, there's an idea.
I don't even have screenshots for this on VNDB.
Oh god.
It's also
High
only
school.
available in Japanese, I think.
Full fighting game.
We'll have to learn Japanese for it.
So easily.
We can do it. We can do it.
You have to become Japanese, Andy. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Let me just continue this. So the author is Bisco Hatori, and their first manga series was a short gothic fantasy romance series in 2000 called Millennium Snow, about a vampire and a sickly girl. So 2 years later, she would start Ouran, and the series had to be put on hold until 2012 due to Ouran's massive success, like from the start, pretty much. Her works are largely inspired by a shoujo sci-fi series called Please Save My Earth, and the iconic basketball manga Slam Dunk. Her latest... That's real. That's even in the afterword from the volume 1, so... Her latest series that ended in 2018 was Behind the Scenes, another shoujo manga that seems focused on an art school club that helps with creative projects. Yeah, so that's the background that I figured out about Ouran Host Club. So let's start by going through the people who first of all, let's get a tally of who hasn't experienced Ouran Host Club in any way before. Who hasn't experienced Ouran before in any way? Don't everybody jump out of once. Has everybody experienced this at some point? Has everybody experienced it at some point prior to book club? Shadow, have you seen the anime?
I've seen the first episode. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of my first animes.
I'm actually surprised. I just
also
assumed
one of
I'd be
my
saying who
favorite.
hasn't experienced it, and there would be at least like 1 or 2 people. But no, I guess we're gonna go through everybody who has experienced what their experience has been. We'll start from the top then. Tamaki apologist. What's your experience been with Ouran Host Club?
Hello. So Ouran High School Host Club, the anime, I think was my like the third anime that I ever watched. It was one of the things that got me into anime. I have rewatched the anime probably at least 5 or 6 times at this point. Very into the fandom side of things, very familiar with the anime. I own the manga, but I was waiting for us to read it as a club, so I have never touched the manga before. This is my first experience with the manga. Honestly, I only know as much about it as I do because so far for the first 2 volumes, all of the story beats have been pretty much identical to the anime. And 2, I did end up doing some research on the fandom wiki about Tamaki for a fan fiction that I was writing, and he's my
Based.
little guy. So I do have some manga spoilers that are specific to the manga, not the anime, that I do know of. But yeah, I really like the anime, and I'm very excited to read this.
Yeah, this was Andy's big recommendation to us for a while to read. So I know Andy's been very excited.
Eventually.
I've been
Very,
very,
very
excited.
excited.
We'll get through everyone's big recommendations.
It'll happen eventually. All right, thank you so
Eventually.
much. Thank you so much for that. Arimia, what's your experience been in the past with Ouran Host Club? Ouran High School Host Club. I keep having to correct
What do
myself.
you mean Ultimate made the Ouran visual novel? The Ultimate...
I made the mistake of mentioning there's a VN version in the group that's mostly VN devs. So now they're just in the text chat talking all about the VN and research of the VN, and they're not going to talk about the manga anymore. Okay, so it's
Ultimate
over.
developers and Spaghetti kept it from us. Anyway,
You forget sometimes, you know.
Some of the tongue.
anyway.
Also, sorry, Anne.
What?
In the chat, Anne has 0 experience, and Soul has seen the anime.
Yep.
Oh, that's surprising. I had just assumed Anne might have experienced it a little bit at least. I'm surprised, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Anne's thoughts are.
What do you mean not gay enough?
I said what I mean.
Ari, do you not remember the we'll get
All right.
to it. We'll get
I
to it.
said what I mean. Anyway.
Let's let Ari continue.
So I grew up a shonen bro, because I was allowed one magazine a month, and it was not going to be Shoujo Beat. It was going to be Shonen Jump because I could only get one. Okay. But I did stumble upon Ouran. It was weird. Like I read a lot of Shonen Jump, the magazine, but then I also was into just Shoujo Beat manga, like the volumes itself, and not the
This is where
magazine.
Yu-Gi-Oh started.
And Ouran was one of those that I read. Like I have, I only have volume 2 of it, because it was one of those where I was able to like check out some volumes from my library. But I did not finish the manga. I'm not even sure how much further I got in it after the second volume. Because even the second volume, I'm like, I kind of remember, but I'm reading it and I'm kind of like, do I actually remember reading this? Because like I know I read it. I know I did because it's a well loved copy. And I really loved her art style as a kid. But the more I'm reading, I'm kind of like, do I actually remember reading this, or is it more that these are such common shoujo tropes where I'm like, oh, now this chapter is this scenario, and this chapter is this scenario. But yeah, I read some of the manga as a young weeb of 12.
Of 12. All right. Thank you so much for that.
I'm not
Anything
12
else?
anymore.
Oh, is that true? You're
You
13 now?
really?
Whoa.
No, Ari's 11 now, actually.
Oh, okay.
She's-
Okay.
He's pulling a Benjamin Button situation.
Oh, I see. It's actually a situation like Honey, where it's like the youngest looking but the oldest member. We'll get to that. Don't
I
worry.
have
We'll
things
get to
to
that.
say about that, but we'll get there.
We'll get to that. Don't worry. All right. Thank you
Sadly,
so much.
I'm not even close to being the oldest in this group.
All right. Thank you so
sorry.
much for that, Arimia. Next up, Elizabeth. What's your experience been with Ouran Host Club?
Like Ari, as a blossoming weeb, as a kid or teenager, I watched the anime a lot. And I think I rewatched it during COVID just because it was there. And yes, the theme song's very iconic. To remind myself to read this, I literally just wrote "Kiss Kiss Fall in Love" in a notepad, like, and saw it and was like, "Oh
Sleeper
yeah,
Cell
I need to
agent
catch up on
phrase.
that." So, but I never read the manga before, and like Andy, I was also surprised that the first 2 volumes, the story beats are like identical to the anime. So I'm not sure when it's going to branch off, but it is interesting.
Yeah, same.
It'll be very interesting.
Of course, I can
to
point
see.
out that what the differences were, which
Right.
is almost exclusively minor details that
Okay.
aren't plot relevant.
Interesting.
But we can go into
Okay.
that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get there. Anything else, Elizabeth?
That's everything.
All right, thank you so much for that. Proletariat Homosexual, new name change already, midstream now. What's your experience been with...
Having an identity crisis.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I understand. What's your experience been with the Ouran High School Host Club?
Honestly, I think I'm primed for this genre. I really love just like cutesy, adorable stuff. I mean, I love Fruits Basket and other things. And I liked how there was always something very strange within the story. Like, despite its presentation, there would be just like some odd detail that would always stick out. And I feel like Ouran commits to this tradition. And no, I just like it. I just like it. It's very cute and kind of strange, funny, weird humor. Don't know if it's on purpose or like a joke, but whatever. I don't care. I'm just here for the hosts.
Hell yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you so much for that. Shadow Man V4. What's your experience been? I think you already said basically one episode, but is there anything else?
I watched the first episode, maybe the second
Number
one.
one fan over
I'll
here.
I'll get back to this eventually,
get
and that
bashful.
was eventually.
Did you remember anything about those 2 episodes before you read the manga?
I remember the first episode. I'm not too sure about the second one.
Okay. The first episode I think is probably pretty easy because it's mostly the setup of the premise. I think the premise is pretty like, I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah, it's pretty simple to remember, I think. But yeah. All right. Next up, Turndo. What's your experience been with Ouran High School Host Club in the past?
I think Ouran Host Club was one of the first anime I've ever watched. I think it's because it came out on Netflix back in 2010, 2012. It's one of the few romance anime or like manga media that I consume. Usually it's not in my wheelhouse, but I mean, being a weeb at the time is definitely a unique experience.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure. Yeah. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay. And now for me, again, my experience in the past, I did watch all of the anime years ago. I had thought I had watched it with Andy, but Andy has no recollection of this. I know I watched it with somebody years ago. And I remembered having
It might have been me.
They're no
It might
longer
have been
here.
I remembered having a very fun time. However, in the years since then, I've watched a lot of other shit, so I forgot a lot of the details of the anime. I just remembered having a lot of fun, and I think I remembered a lot of the early episodes. Pretty much, I think a lot of the chapters we read this week, I remembered happening. I remembered, like, some of the scenes that were happening. Those were, like, the only scenes I had remembered before reading. But it could also just be the effect of I'm reading the manga and remembering it after the fact or whatever. But I guess we'll find out as we read more, and then you guys point out when it starts to deviate and all that. But yeah, I
Oh,
I
don't
saw the
worry.
anime.
I'll let
And
you
I
know.
liked it. I liked the anime. I liked it a lot. So, not enough to remember everything because there's just there's a lot of stuff I've watched over the years and read over the years. Okay, it's only got so much room. But now that I'm re-experiencing it, you know, it's going to reinforce my memories of this stuff. So it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, yeah. So that's all of our past experiences with the with Ouran High School Host Club. Now, let's begin discussions about the first 2 volumes. So, how do we want to start this off? Should we be going through initial thoughts? I think we should start with talking about the general synopsis for those listening who might not know at all. So, the general synopsis of our setup for the story is there is a rich kids high school called the Ouran Institute, which is a school for all the like wealthy kids, but our main character is the only one who's there on a scholarship. So she is not wealthy at all. I say she. It's a whole thing where the first chapter doesn't let you know that they are a girl until the very end. The whole premise was this: you see this character. Why am I blanking on her name? Haruhi Fujioka. Okay, you see her finding the host club room where the rich kids, because they have so much damn time on their hands, they're just hosting. They just set up a whole host club within the school because they just it seems like one of them's doing it to make money as well, but most of it seems like they're just bored. So they're having fun doing a host club there. And our main character accidentally knocks over a vase that is supposedly a very expensive vase, and now they have to work at the host club to pay it off. And the hosts of the club are very fun characters that we get to know a lot of over time, and it reintroduces them and all their host quirks or tropes that they fulfill for their customers the whole time. Now, how do you explain what a host club is to people that might not be familiar with this concept? How do you properly explain this?
Explain, Jeff. Go on.
I'm asking if anybody has a better way to explain it because I don't know if
I just don't.
You just don't. So how I would describe a host club is like a place where it seems typically women could go to have, or at least in the context here, it's male hosts that are entertaining female guests that are their customers to try to make money. I don't know if the money is earned from the time with the host or it's from the food that they sell or whatever, but they make money through entertaining them, usually in romantic entertainment ways. That's not like romantic, like it's not like they're like actively like touching the customers or whatever. It's more like a lot of like romantic teasing or dazzling and wooing or whatever, I guess is how you would describe it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a group of entertainers to be wooed / dazzled, paid attention. Yes, that's very correct summary. That's very, very correct in the Twitch chat, probably. So yeah, I I just realized to myself I've never had to describe what a host club is before because I've experienced it so much through like anime. So I've like understood what it is, but never had to describe it before. So that's what it basically is. So these boys are just providing like romantic entertainment and attention to the female wealthy customers that are coming to the host club. So they each have their own unique quirks and tropes that they fulfill. We have a whole cast to go through here. We have Tamaki, who is the host club president, who he refers to himself as the king of the host club. Comes across,
and also the dad.
And also the dad. And
because he's the princely type.
Yes, he is the princely type. He thinks he is hot shit. He thinks everybody should love him and treat him like royalty. Our main character is a very blunt character, though, so she will just call him out on bullshit, and then he will sob in a corner about it. That's Tamaki. Then you have the mom of the group, okay, Kyoya Otori. Kyoya is the shadow leader, I think he was referred to. He's basically the guy who's actually running things around here. Tamaki is like the figurehead, and Kyoya's the real guy running stuff, managing all the funds, always looking for ways to make money, all about the profits. Very, how would you say? Very like well put together and responsible, I think, is like his whole thing. Then you have the twins. Hikaru and Kaoru, who, from the creator's own words, look exactly the same, with the only difference being one of them's hair is parted to the left and the other's parted to the right. And then that confused me, and then later it seemed like it confused the author, who left a note saying, I think I got it wrong how to describe which one's a left part and which one's a right part. So now I don't know which one's supposed to be which still, because I'm very confused about that.
Oh, Chef, it's way illustrious again.
So the author says if you thought that they looked different, their note was like, that is just my failure as an artist to make them consistent at times. They are supposed to look exactly the same except for the hair parting. And so, yeah, there's not really any other ways visually you're supposed to be able to tell. But their whole gimmick is having a homosexual, incestual attraction to each other for their patrons in front of them, like putting on a show for all of them constantly with that kind of environment. And that's what their deal is. And they are always up to causing mischief when they're bored. Very, very evil if they're bored. So watch out for them. Then you have the next group of two. We have Honey and Mori. So Honey is like tiny little baby boy who likes toy bunnies and acting very childish. He's actually the oldest member of the group, but he looks very, very incredibly young.
I have something to say about that.
Yep.
Okay, so technically I think that Hatori mentioned it in the second volume that she accidentally made it so that Mori was older because she put Mori's zodiac as before Honey's. And
okay.
In the anime, I think Honey is 17, but in the manga, in the first volume, it said that he's 18. So there's some debate. There's some speculation on how old he is. He is most likely the oldest. Well, also, he can change size at will. That was mentioned in the character part at the end of volume 1.
I must have missed that or forgot that. What the fuck? Honey, what are you... Yeah, that's very powerful. What?
He can appear shorter than 4'9" if he wishes. And also, they did switch the twin zodiac. I think in the first volume they said they're Gemini, and in the second they said they're Virgo.
Okay, all right. That makes things more confusing for telling them apart, I guess.
Very Gemini of them.
It should be Gemini.
I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. So what are they now? Because they're both supposed to.
Virgos.
In the second volume, it said that they're Virgos.
Okay, so they're both Virgos, lore-wise. Mm-hmm. Okay, what does this mean? I don't actually keep up with what that's supposed to mean about their personalities.
I don't know. I mean, in the manga, they more rely on their blood type personalities than their Western zodiac personalities.
Right.
Question for the test. There won't be a test.
So anyway, one thing I like to mention about Honey, though.
Right. What about
whenever
Honey?
I see him, I think about this image specifically.
What does the image say? Could you read it for the class that's listening on Spotify and not going to be able to see it on stream, please?
Is he lost? Is your kid Gilbert-kun? That's against the law.
Oh, this is a reference to Pandora Hearts. So there you go. There's a character from Pandora Hearts.
Just since I mentioned it, they did have, for, again, people who maybe haven't read the manga before, they have character introduction profiles in the last pages at the end of the first volume. And Mitsukuni Haninozuka's profile says that he is 4 feet 9 inches, but can shrink at will. He's a Pisces, his blood type is AB, and his favorite subject is math.
Listen, I could shrink at will too if I sit down, I guess, technically. Interesting. Favorite subject? Oh, I read that wrong because I saw Arimia saying haha. I thought it said favorite subject haha, as in we were laughing about studying. But it's can shrink at will haha. Okay. Well. Anyways, along with Honey, we have Mori, who it was confirmed, I think, in Volume 2 that they're cousins, or technically
Yes,
cousins
they're
or something.
cousins.
So they're
Technically
cousins.
The
cousins.
cousins return.
And Mori is a massive lad who is like the big brother, take care of Honey type character. Very much quiet, not really saying too much. When he does say things, it's like a, holy shit, they said that thing, and like usually it's about Honey as well. Very, very cute dynamic they have going on, taking care of each other and all that. And oh yeah, I think we also found out Honey is like a martial art master or something in the second volume.
They both are. But
yeah.
yeah.
But apparently their families had like a past of Mori's family had a past of working for Honey's family, and so even though their families eventually combined and now they're related, there's an implication that like naturally from their lineage they have a natural feeling to protect Honey still or something. I don't know. There was an implication like that later on. But anyways, that's Mori. And then yeah, our main character, Haruhi Fujioka. Again, she is a girl who entered the host club, and the whole first chapter they didn't, or I'm sorry, clarify. Everybody in the host, I think, realized that she was a girl, except for Tamaki. But you as the reader, it also wasn't revealed to you until the very end either. Haruhi, I think the reasoning for the confusion was she showed up, she had just cut her hair short because somebody stuck gum in it, and she
Yes.
walked into there in a boy's uniform as well because I think her dad bought the wrong uniform.
It was that he had bought something secondhand because they're broke, and he had just found something that he knew she would like in the boys section.
I
So
see.
it was like a button-up undershirt. I think it was like a purple brownish like sweater vest, and then just like brown pants.
Right. And so she walks in with that outfit and that appearance, and Tamaki especially just assumes, and I think it was revealed at the end that several of them already knew, and they were just like, oh, it figures Tamaki just figured it out now, haha, like, or whatever. But yeah, her whole thing is like, she didn't mean to keep it a secret and really doesn't care about keeping it a secret that she's a girl, but in order for her to continue working at the host club, they have to hide the fact. But she really couldn't care less if other people know, and she's very, very blunt, straightforward about things, and will just speak her mind. I like her; she's very nice. And Tamaki, I mean, several of the characters keep doing the twins are pretty close to her because the twins are in her class. Tamaki just keeps flat out hitting on her the entire time. But yeah. Yeah, so that's our general synopsis of things. She has to work there to try to pay off the debt, which I will say, the rules of how much this debt is moving are wild. One chapter they're like, we'll cut your debt in half if you do this thing, and then another one they'll be like, if you don't do this, we're gonna add more to your debt. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, wait, how does that work? Wait a minute, hold on. But it's yeah, and many times Haruhi will say things like, I don't know if I want to be involved with this thing, and it gives the author an excuse to say, well, if you do it, we'll take off this much from your debt. Okay, fine, I guess I'll do it. So it's an interesting way to kind of lock it in place, but really, I don't think the debt is taken like too seriously as like a concept here at all. It's just like a kind of a goofy excuse for her to still hang out there, I guess. But yeah. So that's the general setup of things. Let's talk about what were our first impressions. What did people think about the manga? How do we want to do this? I guess we could do it in order still, get first impressions like that. Tamaki Apologist, what did you think of the first 2 volumes? What were your general impressions?
I love it! I'm
Very excited.
Fuck out since I finished it. It's so good. I mean, like I said, it is so far relatively loyal to the anime in its story beats. The first difference that I noticed was in the party with the teacup girl, who was like minor enough that I don't remember her name, whatever. that wasn't a Christmas party in the anime. It was just like a general like unlabeled party. So that was kind of like fun to kind of throw in there. I did like the point that they mentioned in the manga about them omitting just graduation so that they wouldn't have to worry about like
Very
the
good.
fact that technically Mori and Honey would be graduated at this point. I just there's so many like cute little details, and there's a lot of stuff that like I can't talk about yet, technically speaking, but it's so good. It's so good.
It really is, I think. I had a fun time. Anything else for your first impression?
I'm reading back through what I was sending my friend because I experienced this anime with one of my best friends. Every single time that they would call Haruhi a man lover had me rolling, or like call her gay. It was so funny. There was another one in here where every single time that I sent my friend a screenshot of the twins' haircut, we both would be like, what the fuck is that? Because they're supposed to be the more like chaotic ones, right?
Yeah.
They're so clean cut in the manga. It's so bizarre. It's so weird to look at.
I did notice that, yeah.
It changes from like chapter to chapter depending on what they're dressing up. But when their first introduction is that they have the same haircut as Kyoya, that was so weird. The other thing that we noticed was that Haruhi looks so much more like a yaoi protagonist in the manga than she does in the anime. I sent them a screenshot of Haruhi, and they were like, I can see why they thought Haruhi was a boy because she looks like a yaoi protagonist.
Yeah, I can see it.
There was the scene, I took a screenshot of the scene where the twins were cutting Haruhi's hair and went, I get their mom is a fashion designer, because she is, but I would never trust those two anywhere near me with a pair of scissors. Get those away from me.
True.
Oh, another thing that I thought was definitely interesting that they omitted from the anime was that the princess character in like the first conflict was way more violent in the manga. I think that like the only thing that had happened in the anime was that Haruhi's bag had ended up in the fountain, and this one she was like getting stabbed. Like,
yeah,
she was like,
she was like, someone at the club was like, oh, Haruhi, what happened to your hand? Why do you have bandages? Oh, I cut myself off a blade that was hidden in a book. Excuse me, what? What do you mean a knife in the textbook?
You guys put swords in your books?
It reminded me of what was it from Pandora Hearts, where he came by with a knife or threatened with a knife, but it turned out to be a chocolate-shaped knife. What is that? What is the concept of hiding a knife in a book to stab your enemies? What is this? These are not concepts that are real. What?
What are you talking? You don't put knives in books, Chef? Come
no,
on.
What? What the fuck?
It always keeps you on tension. You know, who knows? Might just be a knife in that book. Whoops.
I loved in the part at the party where Haruhi mentions wanting like fatty tuna, and Honey brings in a Tupperware container. I don't know. I guess it's because like that's commonly seen as like a poor people thing or whatever. I thought that was really funny. As somebody who brings Tupperware containers to family gatherings, that was very funny.
Right.
And then there was one more where I was a little bummed when they make a comment about the fact that he scratched the marble when he was putting a line between him and the host. In the anime dub, the line that they use is that they're the homosexual supporting cast. In the official translation, he uses the word sexless. And unfortunately, I do prefer homosexual supporting cast. I think that's way funnier. But I can tolerate it. And then I was a little surprised that they had Renge kind of flip the script and end up like falling for Haruhi. I don't remember that being the case.
I did not remember that
anime.
either.
I think that she continued to really be into Kyoya, but like this is like, oh no, now like I'm in love with Haruhi, and I was like, oh okay, like that's new, but that's funny. I like that.
Renge was one of the main things I remembered from the anime when I watched it. I remembered Renge showing up and trying to change their roles and get them to film a movie.
She's definitely hard to forget. And then I really liked a lot of the details that were included in the character profiles at the end. One being the fact that they kind of specifically mentioned that Kaoru is the younger but more mature twin, whereas Hikaru was born first but is the more emotionally immature twin. And the fact that one of Tamaki's favorite classes is French. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But
I know
I
a little
really
bit of French myself, Andy.
but yeah, I've loved like every single part of it, even the parts that were new and like a little different. I'm like, oh, that's such a good spin, like a really good take on these characters. Like even though it was the original, it's just it's so good. Everything is so good. So there's my thoughts.
So I think you liked it a little bit, maybe, perhaps. Maybe
a little.
Maybe a little. Okay, well,
We have a little bit of fun every
just
here
wanted
and
to
there.
check. Just wanted to make sure. I wasn't quite sure if you had a good time or not. So it's good to confirm. Thank you for that. Arimia, what did you think? What was your first impressions of the manga for Ouran High School Host Club? What did you think?
I don't want this to sound mean, but
Oh,
it's
no.
very standard shoujo. And
I see.
That's what it was. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right.
But I was reading it and I was like, oh yeah, here's the scene where you have the kind of rival younger character come in suddenly, who is either being forced here or is just kind of butting heads with either the main character or the love interest. And of course it ended up being the love interest, Tamaki. But then you got like the beach episodes real early on. It was fun.
It's not technically the beach episode, but
Actually,
I'm talking.
Actually, Ari, you're incorrect.
Let
Go
Ari
ahead,
continue.
Vale.
Let Ari
It's
continue.
very is nice.
Nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Nice,
It's okay.
nice fluff because it really is a time capsule of that time of shoujo.
Yeah.
And it is, some of the art is not my cup of tea anymore. Like namely when they have like the really long lips with the really long lines or the really long spindly hands. But most of the time it's still very nice. I don't particularly care for some shoujo, quite a lot of the shoujo styles from this era, but this one is still like, I like it. I like it for the most part, especially like the cover arts. Those are really nice.
Yes.
They look pretty still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it.
Nice. Thank you so much for that. Elizabeth, what did you think so far? What's your first impressions?
I also thought this was a blast from the shoujo past. Like, the minute I said, just everything about it was so nostalgic. But I'm also interested in Ouran. Like, it starts out making fun of essentially, the reverse harem tropes, the reverse, the not like other girl trope. And then somewhere along the way, the author sort of switches into fully embracing it. I remember from the anime, and I'm curious to see where that will happen in the manga, because I noticed in a lot of the author's side panels, she writes about how ridiculous the concept is, and I don't think she expected it to take off the way it did. So that was interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Baguetti, what were your first impressions of Ouran High School Host Club, the manga?
So this isn't the first time I've read it, but I think I did forget like a lot of the little things.
Sure.
The things I enjoyed were like, I guess so. I can only call it a social commentary. Them calling ramen and coffee proletariat got a few chuckles out of me.
These commoners
just little
and
stuff
their
like
instant
that.
ramen.
It's very charming. It's it's making fun of something, but it's like something everyone can laugh about. And I really forgot how different the way they styled the anime versus the manga. I was like, I feel like the anime is a little bit more stylish. And the manga just, I forgot how kind of gangly and a long-faced some of the fellows were.
What a long face.
They had their charm maybe when I was younger, but
Sure.
I don't know if the art style aged as well as the show did.
Sure, yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, sweet. Shadow, what did you think so far?
I enjoyed it. There's a lot of good screenshots, I will admit, okay?
There's a lot.
Like after Honey's bear gets like dirty, they're like, shit, we gotta bring back his grandma's spirit so they can make another teddy bear.
So that she
Yes.
can teach us how to make another one.
Yeah, it's very over the top with that kind of comedy. It was very good, I thought. I honestly think this is probably the funniest. I mean, it makes sense because this is like a comedy, but like we've read a couple others that like had jokes or like were comedies as well. But I think this is the funniest of the entries we read for book club. I think I really fucking laughed at a lot of the jokes that were happening just because how ridiculous these fucking boys are. Oh my god. But yeah, what else, Shadow?
Oh, there's also the one time we just put a man in gay baby jail.
Yeah, that happens. We locked up the little child that wandered in, and was trying to ruin thing. It wasn't like actively trying to. It was just kept fucking up trying to learn. But they locked him away at some point. So
Yeah,
he's
no,
being
gay
a
baby jail.
brat.
Sorry.
Anything else, Shadow?
No, that's all.
Sweet. Turndo, what did you think of Ouran High School Host Club the manga so far?
It's pretty fun. I think I like the anime more than the manga. Just because moving pictures is a lot more fun to watch.
Sure.
In the sound aspect. But yeah, it's a pretty enjoyable story. Just nostalgic in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anything else, Turndo?
Not particularly. I'm just enjoying listening to what everyone else has to say.
That's perfectly fine. For me, because I'm next on the list here. Like I said, I had seen the anime before, but there's a lot of details I didn't remember. Reading these chapters, I remembered a lot of these scenes happening after I read the manga, so it's a nice refresher for some of that content. But as was pointed out, some of these might have slightly different changes to them. Like, I didn't remember the Christmas thing happening at all, and then it turned out it was because it wasn't Christmas in the anime. So, because Andy told me about this while I was on stream last night. Andy was like, Andy was like, Chap, there's a Christmas manga chapter. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? I don't remember there being a Christmas episode of Ouran Host Club. It's because there wasn't, as far as I remember, there wasn't. So
there isn't. No.
Yeah. So I was very excited to see that. I mean, most of it was like, it didn't really have to be Christmas. I think the main thing they did for the Christmas thing was they just said we host a party later, everybody dances, and then like for the finale they had Christmas tree lights shine in the background for this couple that they helped get together to make that look nice. That's pretty much the main thing that was actually Christmassy about it. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take my Christmas trees where I can get them. I'll take that, I suppose. I think what was funny about that chapter, though, was that chapter started with them saying, all right, it's Christmas, it's winter time. And then Haruhi opens the door and they're all in like what was it? What was it? Was like some tropical area outfits, right? I don't remember what it was or whatever. They were in like some outfits that were clearly for summer. Yeah, it was like clearly like some like summer or tropical area outfits. And they're just like, oh, you know, when they're cold outside, they want to come to a place that's nice and warm and inviting or whatever. So we'll have it be this kind of environment. I don't know. They come up with a lot of fun ideas to try to make the host club interesting with like random themes at times for the people. They're just like, today we're wearing things that our mom made. Today we're dressed like Arabian style outfits, like whatever. Like they try a whole bunch of stuff, and it's very, very. I think I really enjoy the format that we've established for a typical chapter, which I understand the author has said in some of the afterwards. A lot of these early chapters are very singular stories, and then later chapters will have continuing narratives. But I really do enjoy the format they established to be able to have very fun solo stories, because most of these chapters are the hosts are reintroduced to the reader through like narration and showing off their typical host tropes, through all the cast, explaining the deal with them, and then we go into here's the customer we're focusing on today, or here's the member of the host club that we're going to develop more today through the guests that we've introduced this time. And a lot of the times it will be a guest who has a problem, and then the host club helps them to resolve their problem or become better, or they like deal with other situations like that. And it's very nice, I think, with that. And it's very fun along the way. It's very ridiculous with how they try to solve things as rich people, and they're very, very fun. I laughed out loud when Haruhi was asked to go pick up coffee, and she brought instant coffee, and they were like, what is this ancient, what is this? I've never heard of this before. Can we try this? Can we try out this instant coffee? I've never heard of this before. And Haruhi thought like they were making fun of her, but like genuinely they had never heard of this concept in their life, and they wanted to try it out. So I thought it was like stuff like that was very funny. The like moments we get where they're clearly worlds apart. I think I also wanted to ask people, and we can go through and if people have one, favorite boys. Okay, for me, I'm thinking right now my favorite boy is Kyoya, which I think somebody had mentioned Kyoya was almost cut. Was that true? I don't remember if that was a note or whatever. Was Kyoya almost cut from the manga?
It was a note where I don't ask me why I remember the page numbers, but I guess the author had initially been given like a max of 40 pages per chapter or something, and
Okay.
if it had stayed at 40 pages, she wouldn't have had enough time and space to be able to introduce Kyoya as a character, but she was able to get 50 pages per chapter, and so she was able to go ahead and fit Kyoya in the dynamic, which I think is important. I think that he really balances out. I'm so normal about Kyoya and Tamaki's quote-unquote friendship. Don't talk to me.
But, the fact that they're called mom and dad, yeah.
I love them! But I think that Kyoya being like the level-headed Shadow King to Tamaki's like really outlandish, like he just wants to help people, is like really important for their dynamic. I really don't think that it would have been as appealing if Kyoya had been cut. Yeah,
Kyoya is a huge part of it, I think. I definitely agree. Kyoya is just like the he's very responsible, like I said, explaining the characters. He's very like he understands everything that's pretty much going on. He probably, has a lot of the connections, and like I think they even said in one chapter like, oh, they were initially going to go with Christmas outfits at first or something like that, until somebody strategically placed a magazine about tropical areas on the table or whatever, and then they start talking about it. It's like he's like the shadow leader of the group in ways with that. Yeah. He's very smart about that. He's a business dude. He's looking for the profits. Okay. He's very well put together. I like his design. I like it. I like Kyoya. I think he's neat. I like how he's treated as a member of the group, and I think it's cool. I like it. I don't think he really got as much developed in these first two volumes yet. Every other character in our group pretty much had some development a little bit so far, but not Kyoya yet because of timing. I'm assuming that's next volume, but yeah. But yeah, I really liked the first two volumes. Again, like I said before, I think this is probably one of the funniest mangas I've read in a while. I did not expect to have as much fun with the manga as I had with the anime, but I really am. I really am having a lot of fun because, like, as much as it does take me a while to read some of these chapters because they're very like text dense and there's like a lot of like art visual jokes going on too, it's very, very like very good at presenting the comedy of the characters and their dynamics. I think it's very, very good at doing that. So I liked it, and Kyoya is my favorite. Who's everybody else's favorite boys? Do we have favorite boys? Did we have favorite boys? Don't everybody?
I'm also a Tamaki fan.
Tamaki
I may not be the number
enjoyer?
one fan, but I'm number 2 maybe, or 3 or 4.
I like all of them. I like Tamaki the most, and I can't explain why, because it's spoilers.
Tamaki the kissaholic, mind you. Called several times the kissaholic.
I feel like some of them we don't really know enough about quite yet.
Sure. Yep.
Or just don't really have a good, solid enough reason aside from vibes. Tamaki feels like he has probably one of the more developed in quotes characters so far, because obviously we've still just met them. So I'd probably say Tamaki right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think of this stuff especially because there was like 2 different polls that the author mentioned for favorite characters already several times with the series. Because I assume this was like a monthly release thing, or bi-monthly or something like that. Because it seemed like there was like a lot of fan reaction in between each chapter. So I had assumed, because I think it was like the first chapter and then like second or third chapter, she was like, okay, so we ran a poll and everybody loved Haruhi, and I forget what the results for everybody else were. And then there was like another poll ran in the second volume and the results were changed or whatever. So it was interesting to see people's reception. I think like the twins went way higher up after their chapter happened.
They went from like 6th to 3rd.
Yeah, it like they soared up there because their development, which I say their development, they had a whole chapter about them having a fight and splitting apart. That was all just a ruse to get Haruhi to invite them to her house because they were bored. So I don't know how much that was real development, but it was development in terms of like showing us this is the type of people they are. They will go that extra mile if they're bored, and they will go through those kind of lengths to like act those parts. They will just do this stuff. So be careful with them, okay?
Well, and that arc at the very end when they were doing the which one's
Yes.
Hikaru game.
Yep.
Like there was the narration bubble over it that mentioned like they had never had anybody step into their world before, and we're not sure that they've realized that Haruhi has done that yet.
Yep.
So that was kind of the development we were able to get with that, outside of them just being like
That was huge. Yeah.
low-key sadistic goofballs.
Because like for us especially, even if they did have different hair, so there was a bit in that chapter where one of them showed up to school in like a different like a color for their suit, I guess. They and I only know this not because the color changed, because this is black and white. The color didn't change, or the hair color didn't change. We know that it's different because they wrote pink flamingo in the text in front of them, but we didn't actually see the color change on the page. So when they switched the hair colors or whatever, it was that. So it was the hair colors that changed, not the outfits, right? I was confused. I didn't know at first if it was one of them changed the hair color and the other one changed the suit color. I wasn't sure what happened there because, again, I couldn't see the colors. So I assumed the hair changed because I remember someone else made a joke. One of the other ones made a joke. Can you imagine changing your hair color to something like that? And then they hit the other one. So, okay, yeah, I'm seeing the GIF that you're posting of the anime of the hair color change. So, yeah, like you're not supposed to know the difference between them, even as the reader. You're not supposed to be able to tell except for the hair parting, which even that again has been confused already from the author not knowing how to describe the parting of hair correctly, I guess, in one of the notes. So I'm still confused, but Haruhi was able to tell when they tried to do their little game about guess which one is this person, and they were trying to trick the other people by saying, oh yeah, you got it right, but Haruhi actually got it right.
Was fucking losing it when Haruhi very outwardly said Hikaru is more sinister sounding. That was not how she described it in the anime. She was a little bit more like gentle, and that wasn't quite what she said, but Haruhi coming out here swinging going, oh yeah, Hikaru sounds more sadistic than Karu does, had me rolling. I was losing it. That was so funny.
And Haruhi always says that stuff, not with any malice behind it. She's always just saying it just because somebody asks her opinion on something, and she just says it like it is. She's like, well, I guess I describe this person like this. And usually it crushes Tamaki when he hears it. So yeah, I thought that chapter was fun. I also had a lot of fun with the Renge chapter. Let's talk about Renge. Renge was from France and then immediately flew out to Japan.
Frenchies.
Flew out to Japan immediately because her favorite character from a video game, I don't know if it was supposed to be an otome or whatever, her favorite character from a video game looks exactly like Kyoya. So she immediately flies all the way to Japan when she finds out where Kyoya is, and immediately says, "You're my fiance. I'm going to be in charge of the host club now." And Kyoya's just like, "Well, I guess we got to entertain her for a bit because her father is one of my family's biggest key clients. So we'll entertain her for a little bit." She's like describing Kyoya as like, "Oh, he's so sweet and charming and he saves kittens and everything." And everybody else in the host club is just like, "We've never seen him do any of that shit. What are you talking about?" And then they find out it's a video game character. And I think her intro when she meets the club is immediately shitting on Tamaki, like brutally shitting on Tamaki, like horribly brutally, and crushing his spirit and soul. And then she does this, like correcting everybody up. Basically, it says like all of them are nothing compared to Kyoya, and we got to change everything about them. What was the quote that you guys have been posting? And hold on, I'm pulling it up now because I know Ari posted it on Blue Sky. "You lack any negative aspects, and girls find that dreadfully dull. Girls are weak for beautiful men involved in trauma." So then she proceeds to add complexity
need more
to them.
trauma. Okay?
No, they don't, Ari.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Did we learn nothing ever?
So what did she say?
You learned nothing ever?
So the way she looked at all of them, she was like, "Tamaki, okay, you have to be the lonely king or the lonely prince or whatever." And he's like, "You know what? That's perfect for me." And I was like, "God damn it, Tamaki." That accurately describes me. Oh, and I think it's literally just because somebody else literally called him a king, and he was just like, "Oh yes, please." The twins, she was like, "Okay, you both need to have some drama about not wanting to, or you need to have some internal drama about like individuality, maybe involving the basketball club." And what was it? Honey is supposed to be Honey is boring, quote, because he is cute on the outside and inside. We need you to be sadistic on the inside as well, to spice things up a bit. And I think when they were doing like the movie, they were like, "Wow, Honey was actually very good at being fucked up and evil." That's kind of
maybe a little too good. Some might say
it's kind of a little concerning there about that. I don't remember what Mori's was. I think she said Mori was okay with his current role. I don't remember. And then she looked
he's just there to be like the leash for Honey's temper, essentially.
And then she looked at Kyoya and was like, "You're perfect. No notes, okay? You're great as you are." What did they say about Haruhi? I think she also said that Haruhi was also good already. She was good already because she was poor. I think that was what she said. You're already interesting because you're poor.
Capitalism wins yet again.
Yeah. I think those were like my favorite chapters. The Renge chapter. And what other chapters were there? There was the not beach episode. The chapter where Haruhi wishes it was a beach episode. It was like an indoor resort area that Kyoya's family owns, but they were used as like guinea pigs for it. And this is like a wild indoor resort with like a whole ass jungle with alligators that Honey got lost in. And Kyoya tried to call for search help, and they sent in a like fucking military with guns,
of course,
through the jungle. And Kyoya was just like, "Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to tell them about the other people. Whoops. Oh well." Why not? Sure. Fuck it. We have our fun here. And then
Honey takes them all out.
Yeah.
With bare hands.
How did you guys feel about the dynamics of the host club in general? Do we have thoughts about the dynamics of the host club in terms of like I don't know, how they act with each other versus how they act to the customers or whatever? Do we like that aspect of things? We do have a lot of times the like, I guess maybe audience insert or like comedic clap now, laugh now kind of inserts of like the girls swooning over characters or like having the natural reaction you should have to like Honey starting to sob in front of people, and they're just like, "Oh no, baby, don't cry." I don't know. How did other people feel about the kind of dynamic we had going on here. Does anybody have thoughts they want to share? Nobody has
If
any
nobody
thoughts.
else does, I'll go.
Go on.
I think
Go
it's
ahead.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it works really well when you're reading it, but then when you think about it, you're like, why are all of these guys here? It
'Cause
makes
they're bored.
sense for like Tamaki and stuff. Yeah, they're bored, but
They're
like,
bored and rich, and
That's
they're
true.
rich,
But
and
isn't
they're
everybody at
rich.
but everyone at this academy is incredibly wealthy and incredibly
Yeah.
bored. So it's just interesting.
It is interesting, yeah. It's also a part of the world lore. Their class, the classes they're from depend on their reputation and wealth, basically. Class A is like the top of the top, and Haruhi's only in Class A because of the scholarship thing. And then I think there's lore that like Class F or D or whatever is like mostly Yakuza boys and stuff like that. There's a hierarchy even to that stuff. Yeah. And then you'll have like different wealthy customers that'll come in, like the one from the first episode who was starting to bully Haruhi just because they were getting too close to Tamaki or interrupting Tamaki's work or whatever. Like different kinds of customers like that, and I think that's interesting. I don't know. Other thoughts people had? I think other people were starting to talk. Or not. Andy, did you have thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a scene.
Andy's like, oh my god, I'm free. Yes, let me go.
There's a scene that was so impactful, and it's something where it's like you wouldn't notice it if you weren't looking for it. But in one of the instances, I would have to go back and try and find the screenshot. In one of the instances where the twins start antagonizing Tamaki, you can see in the way that they look each other that they're doing it for Tamaki's sake and not for their own sake. You can just like tell. And when they chose to start like picking on him and Haruhi, and why they started to start picking on him and Haruhi, that it was to be able to help Tamaki lift his mood, and it wasn't just to be assholes. And it's such like a small, minute thing, but like when you know to look for it, it's there, and it's so good. They all care about each other so much.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna see if I can find the screenshot of the scene I was talking about.
Please do. Anybody else have other thoughts they want to present? I'm trying to think where we go from here. I will also say the bonus meme comics that Bisco Hatori adds, I think they're fine, but some of them, I think those ones confused me. I think Volume 1 started with a bonus comic, and I could not understand what it was doing for like 3 reads of me trying to read it for the bonus meme comic. I don't know what was going on with those. Once I got into the actual manga, things made more sense, or like was easier for me to follow. But the first extra manga comic that's listed in the official volume is like background info about the author going to an actual host club with like editors to try to get more experience for research for the manga. And it's research. Like, yeah, for research. So they had fun doing that and checking all that out. But it took me a bit to be like, what is happening here? What is going on with this? It took me a bit to read through that. And I think that feeling kind of happened quite a few times with mostly the other bonus meme comics for me. It did happen to me a couple times with the manga. And then like a couple of reads, I understood what was happening here. Because sometimes they'll say something, and I'm not sure what that's, if that's supposed to be a reference to something, or if that's a joke I'm not getting, or what. And then usually it's like something that was like referred to in the art visuals alone that I had to pay attention towards, but might not be as clear and obvious as some of the other bits. But it's not like a huge thing. It's not like it like heavily distracts or whatever. But it was something that I noticed on top of like having to read very text dense pages, which again, I didn't really mind the pages being text dense at times because I still had a fun time doing it. It's just one of those things where like when you go to read it, it might be longer than you might. It might be a longer read than you expect if you go into it in some ways. Both again, like we said, because of that nature and because the chapters themselves are long. like we said, the first volume is like 3 chapters, and then the second volume is like 4 chapters. So they're like very, and I think both the volumes end at like chapter 1 or page 140 or 150-ish out of 180 pages, and then there's like a bonus comic or like extra stuff or whatever. Which we didn't talk about the extra comics for those of us who did read the extra bonus meme that's not related to Ouran Host Club comic, but we don't have to talk about it yet. The bonus meme that they did include that was related to Ouran Host Club was Honey's Bun Bun, which was a crisis where Haruhi accidentally spilled tea or something onto Honey's toy bunny while Honey was sleeping. So they were like, what do we do? When
Kill us.
Honey finds out, we're going to fucking die, especially if you interrupt Honey's nap time to tell Honey we will not make it out of this alive, and Honey will be very upset. And what are we supposed to do here? And they're trying to come up with like ways to explain
You
it.
get to revive the dead grandma so we can figure out how to make a new one.
Yes, because the grandma's the one who made it, supposedly. They're like, let's revive her.
Yeah, his
or speak to her.
favorite grandma, not just anyone. His favorite.
In the anime, there was an included gag that they did not put in the manga, where he was so like proficient as a martial artist at his young age that he was deployed to America to teach American soldiers how to fight, and one of them woke him up and he blew up the military base.
What the what?
With his temper. Was like the story that they had all heard about Honey's temper when he wakes up, when somebody tries to wake him up from a nap. So that was included in this arc in the anime, and I thought that was funny.
Oh my god. What? All right. Well,
I
you
also
don't mess with this kid, Chef. I don't think you understand. Okay,
I'm
it's
terrified.
a force to be reckoned with.
I also loved the way that they did it in there's so many interesting things about the anime that obviously I've mentioned this a little bit, because the anime has I don't know, the ability to work more with more padding, I guess. There were a lot of things like cinematically that I really liked in the anime that I'm a little disappointed were not included in the manga. For example, in the very first episode, when each of the hosts has the moment where they realize Haruhi is a girl, they have that light bulb moment that goes off. That's not included here, which like it makes sense that kind of visual gag wouldn't be included in a manga whose composition is like way more text heavy. Obviously,
Sure.
like that makes sense. The other one was the fact that the girl who was in love with the teacup girl, she whenever it was conveying to watchers the fact that she was lonely and isolated, she would be alone in a spinning teacup ride in the anime. And I thought that was really visually impactful for her character. The other thing, though, that makes me bring it up at this point is the ferocity with which Honey slams Tomoki's bear down on the ground.
My god, yes.
They had to use like action lines. He moves so fast in that, but in the anime, it's brutal too. It's just so funny how they convey like how sharply Honey throws the bear to the ground. I really like that scene as a whole.
Because they were just like, oh, don't worry, Honey's eyes are going to be blurry. Honey won't even notice immediately. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And I also think that it was good for showing,
off.
This bear cringe.
Oh, hold on real quick. Thank you so much, Frost Flora, for the raid. Oh my god. Welcome, everybody, to Anime Book Club. We're talking about Ouran High School Host Club. Maybe we'll give you a shout-out real quick here. Andy, do you have more you're yapping about, or does anybody else have thoughts they want to yap about what are we talking about, the honey bonus or anything really? This is free topic discussions at this point, so yeah.
I really liked that how it shows how easily Mori is just like, yeah, I can fix this. Everybody's like,
I'm sorry,
freaking out about. Yeah, go ahead.
I wrote your name backwards on the thing. Hold on. Frost Flora. My bad. Not Flora Frost. I'm so sorry. I was like, why is it not showing a photo there? Sorry. Let me correct that. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for the raid. Go on. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just we got raided, so.
No,
I
it's
hope you-
okay.
I hope you have a great stream. Yeah.
To answer your question, Raider, it is going good. We read the first 2 volumes of the manga, and so we are talking about that and nothing more.
Yes.
So if you have read more, if you've seen the anime, yeah, just be careful about what you mention. But I really liked the little Bun Bun one shot, who I call Usa-chan because that's what they call him in the anime. Because I also have an Usa-chan. I forgot that he's packed right now, but I have a plush of him. Anyway,
Oh
I
my
really like
God.
how that that like additional bit kind of like conveys how well Mori and Honey like really get each other, especially
Yeah.
Mori, like, because Tamaki and the twins, who at this point have known Honey and Mori, I think for at least a year, are like sitting there freaking the fuck out about the fact that like Honey's gonna murder them, and Mori's like, oh yeah, he was thirsty. So I really do like the punchline there. It gets me every single time. And I
Right.
did find the screenshot of the scene that I was talking about, which was when Renge and Haruhi are doing the baking, and it seems that Haruhi is getting along with Renge. So then, in order to rile Tamaki up and distract him from that, the twins start like licking Haruhi's face. And I'm
Yes.
like,
Yep.
it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, that's the scene that I was like, oh, like they're going out of their way to make sure that Tamaki is taken care of.
Here in the host club, they love fucking with Tamaki. They love fucking with him so much. Okay, they love like doing shit like that. They love being like, oh, I noticed we've gone a whole chapter here without you asking why Haruhi isn't in a swimsuit here, Tamaki. Why would that be? Could it be that you don't want other men seeing Haruhi in a swimsuit? Is that what this is? He's like, no, not at all. And then like the next panel, you see him just sulking in the corner as they're like making fun of him more. Tamaki is like very funny with like his development of things. Like it seems like he is just always, he's like, we have a girl over here, please, we have to make her more feminine, we have to reveal and I think they were like, oh no, if we reveal her then she can't be a part of the host club, so we have to hide it. And then we have the whole chapter where they're having the physical exam and they're like, we have to do everything we can to try to hide this, and Tamaki tries to be like, don't worry, I got this, steps out with trying to be disguised as Haruhi. So they just saw Haruhi walk in behind curtains and then walk out like several feet taller. And they're like, yeah, no, don't worry, guys, I'm Haruhi still. And the twins are just laughing because they 100% said, yeah, you should do it, it'll definitely work. And then they were just like, no, there's no way he's gonna do it, right? There's no way he's gonna do it. And then he did it, and then everybody laughed at him.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Boy,
Your
boy.
plan foolproof. Why didn't we think of that? Honestly,
Your plans, my
You're
lord,
so
will work.
smart.
Because the
It
twins
will
keep
work.
calling him like Lord or my Lord or whatever. Like the twins are going
I
into
assume
that. So.
My lord.
Just like what, Tamaki-sama or something?
Yeah, probably.
Conniving like that.
Yeah. I assume. Because they're really playing off the Tamaki thinking he's the king or whatever. Really, you could probably say anything you want. Like Renge saying, "Oh, you're the lonely king." Like he'll buy it as long as you're calling him king or treating him like he is royalty in some way. He'll buy it probably. Yeah. He's very funny.
I love Tamaki's confidence and delusion, and I feel like if we all had an ounce of that, you know, it might just be helpful.
And Tamaki is.
Wait, I got plenty of confidence in you. Okay, have you seen my book club quiz win streak?
Oh damn, that's true.
true.
Shadow is the certified knower of things. That's true. Let me real quick, because I haven't stopped to read chat messages. I have been reading them. I just haven't been reading them out loud. But we are going to be putting some of these episodes on Spotify now. So let me make sure some of these are read here. We do actually have messages in YouTube and Twitch chat this time. Oh my god. I'm not going to read all the way from the top, but I'll read from a little while ago on Twitch first to start. So we had Frost Flora rating with 18 viewers. Thank you so much again for that. I hope you guys had an amazing stream. And then who's in here? NB Deadly, hello. We got Adrestia is here. Oh my god. I think you also did It's time to drink water, but the redeems aren't working here. Okay, you sent the message, but not the redeem because the
You
redeems
can't-
It's time
redeems
to
don't
drink
work.
water.
It's not.
It's time
okay.
to drink
You need
water.
to drink
Well,
water, though.
It's
Alright,
time to
It's
fine.
drink
time to drink
water.
water.
Drink water.
It's time to drink water.
It's time to
I'm
drink
drinking water.
water.
I'm drinking water. Don't worry. I'm drinking water. I like
I'm
the person
worried,
who's.
Chef.
I like the person whose name is proletariat homosexual. It's a great name. Yes, that's interesting name choice
Yeah.
from Spaghetti.
I'm great. You heard it here.
I was watching both. Yeah, well, welcome, Asta. How you doing? I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much again for the collab yesterday. My favorite moment, this is from Samori. My favorite moment was when Haruhi trying to help Mori find honey, but she was so scared and slowing him down, so he just carries her bridal style with one arm. True, that was very cute. Yeah. It's time to drink water. It's not true. It's not true. Don't
drink
redeem
water,
anime
chat.
recommend in my chat right now, okay? You're not. You know what? I recommend Ouran High School Host Club. Go watch that one. There you go. Congrats. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We're
Congratulations.
getting somewhere.
Congratulations. I haven't thought about High School Host Club since I was in high school. Well, you're invited to the Host Club over at Ouran Institute, where only the wealthy can go when they're bored. I guess I don't actually know if anybody could. I mean, I guess you have to get into the school, and you probably can't get into it unless you're. Well, actually, we did have a doctor guy.
Rich or super smart.
We did have
A
a doctor guy
doctor.
wander into the school getting lost and then just pretended to be a doctor there to find his daughter, which I remember that having a whole more to it in the anime, but maybe I was wrong. His arc in this was like, oh, please guys, I'm not a pervert who snuck in or whatever. I got lost at first, and then I thought that my daughter had gone to the school because my wife left me and took the daughter with me. So I wanted to see how my daughter was doing since that all happened. And then Kyoya's just like, yeah, I think you're at the wrong school. You're looking for Ouran High School, which is like for the commoners down the street. And they're like, oh, well, and then that one just ends. I thought I remembered that having more to it in the anime, but maybe not.
No,
Yeah.
because it was that it was coinciding with the conflict of the physical exams.
Okay,
Was just
yeah.
why it seemed like it had more weight, but it's just that those like two plot lines were kind of going on at the same time.
He was still in the changing room while Harry was changing. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. That was where like the boys all busted in. It was like somebody call the police or whatever. Let's show this guy a lesson or whatever. He's like, no, please. I apologize. I have nothing to do with any of this, please. You had to like explain the situation immediately, or they would destroy him. And then they switched from "we will destroy you." They were like, we will destroy you to, oh, we'll help you out, bro. Don't worry. We got you. Because your story has moved us. So we will help you. Because they're heroes, okay? The host club, all right? If someone's in need, they'll help you out. They're real ones, okay?
Let's move
I
Tamaki, so they'll help them.
don't. True.
They were like,
That's
"Oh,
what it
you're
was.
poor. Okay, we'll help. Go to the poor high school."
We help the commoners every here and there.
Yeah, it really is a social commentary, like Spaghetti said.
Let me read through some of the YouTube chats real quick. Most of which I believe are by Mike Thrice Deceased, who at first had said, been considering reading Ouran since all my local libraries have it, and it was pretty much the first anime I ever watched, not counting Pokemon and Toonami. Excited to hear about the manga. And then they said, "Ooh, I need to get back to Toradora. Only read 3 volumes." And then can recommend Witch Hat Atelier case study of Anitas Ghostly Things if you want a short series. Love that for them. So many versions. Yeah, this is when we discovered the different versions of Ouran Host Club, including the visual novel. There's a visual novel. Can't do anything about the twins. Shapeshifter. This is referring to Honey's ability to shrink himself at will.
Drink it, Will.
And
Like
then
a dog, it's smaller.
And then Tall Boy, which is referring to Mori. And then Kyoya must have
Honey
known
is-
from the start with how much he keeps tabs on everything. True. Yep. Stuck in high school indefinitely. Yep. This is referring to the not graduating. I loved
really is
that.
Pokemon.
I loved them
It was
being like,
so
spring,
good.
you know what that means, right, guys? And they're like, yeah, we moved up another year. And then author's note, we're not focusing on that here. For the purpose of this manga will
We're not doing
ignore
that here.
graduations. We ignore all graduations. I'm pretty sure
This is
VTubers would
actually
love to
gonna be
hear that
Echo.
concept. Okay.
We're stuck in the same year every time.
So we don't have to worry about
Right.
that here. Despite, the seasons changing, which I like that. I like us not having to focus too much on that. And we still get to experience the seasons changing and the different events from, because it really does start like, here's the first chapters happen. Then we go into a Christmas chapter. It tells us it's in December. Then we have the beginning of New Year. Then we have spring starting and all that. So it's nice that we're going through that cycle despite not really worrying too much about that. So that's nice. What else do we have here? Yaoi hands, perhaps. I don't know what this is in reference to, but probably it happens all over the place. She knows that devious voice, lol. The devious voice of the twins, maybe? Lol, the classic chat reminders.
Being
Yes.
more evil.
Oh, yes, okay. Honey is 4'9" and Mori is 6'2". Oh my god, really? Wait, I'm 6'2". Am I as tall as Mori? Oh my god. Mori seems like a giant to me.
And he's in high school.
But I mean, I guess, everybody is
It's just that the
Japanese
others are
sizes
of
there,
average
so
height.
yeah.
Yeah, so Mori's huge compared to them, but I think Tamaki's like 5'9" or something.
Oh, I see.
Wait a minute, I'm Tamaki. Oh no.
What do we have back in YouTube? Because there's a couple more. Watching Ouran in high school is probably part of why women in dress shirts and ties make me swoon. Oh, all right. Well, there you go. What else? I think I'm caught up with the chats now. Okay, we've caught up with chats here. All right. Hopping back to general discussions here. What do we have to talk about next with things? Do people have...
Oh yeah, hold on. I got a thing.
Yeah, what do you have?
Alright, so this bit where they take off her glasses, and then Takuma's like, hold on. Shoya, get the school tailor. Mori, get your context. And honey, eat your cake.
Everybody's doing something. Honey, you're doing fine. Just keep yourself busy, all right? You keep yourself busy.
Honey was so dejected in the anime. I wish they'd given him a little bit more of the gloom effect there, because he really was like so upset when Tamaki told him that. I also appreciate that they noted that the contacts that Mori would have given her, which crazy that Mori wears contacts, that's new to me, would not be a one size fits all. Obviously, because they're fucking contacts. Because Mori should have given her like a hand-me-down pair of his contacts to get her to stop wearing it. That's not how that works, guys.
Yes, it is, Andy. You can't prove me wrong.
There are prescriptions involved. What do you
If
mean?
I've never worn contacts before, I can't be wrong.
Listen, people don't graduate in this manga. Prescriptions don't exist either. What are you on about? Like, just chill, dude.
You gotta... No. The real answer, okay, the lore answer is that Kyoya's research, intelligence gathering, and wealth gathering is so intense. We got the right prescription. Don't worry, all right?
True.
Probably, yeah.
No. They've actually invented a one-size-fits-all content.
True.
Oh, that's a part of the pharmaceutical side of their businesses. Yeah, of course.
Exactly. See, now we're getting there.
Because I don't know if they've gone over it, but I know that they have pharmaceutical, and I think they touched on the military sector.
Oh, I guess so, considering a squad showed up in the jungle resort. Fully loaded with actual guns.
Fully
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Guns in Japan. Oh my god. So speaking of the contacts, I remembered, and I thought it was very funny, the one of the chapters where Haruhi is walking around like, wow, everybody's crying today a lot with everybody's being all emotional today. She bumps into somebody and they drop like the eyedroppers and they're like, no, you didn't see anything, don't worry, it's just a part of the it's just part of the customers. Yeah. It's just a part of the entertainment.
Tamaki's the only one that doesn't need them.
They cry on command.
He's that good, okay? That's a skill.
You say good, I say pathetics, tomato.
He's a fantastic actor, okay?
Yeah.
Let Tamaki have this. He doesn't get a whole lot otherwise.
So he's the Peter kid.
Also.
Actor. Yeah, no, nothing he says is genuine. He's definitely not actually hitting on all these women hoping. I don't know. I'm just saying.
That part, I was also fucking shocked when Tamaki punched the guy the delinquent or whatever, when he thought the delinquent was like roughhousing with Haruhi, that was crazy to me. Especially because in that panel they included blood splatters. Hey, I'm sorry, Tamaki does not punch that hard.
No. In this specific scenario, he punches that hard, and only in these circumstances.
And like
His
if I remember,
fist is broken.
and if I remember, it was like very violent to like these dudes who like actually just didn't do anything. Like I think Renge was trying to drag them around and get them to do something. They're like, no, let go of us. And then like she just fell, and then also knocked into Haruhi, and then they all just walked in like, what the fuck did you two just do? You Yakuza classroom members, get the fuck out of here, or else everybody is gonna find out about you. They like ran away, and then later on they were just like, oh, Haruhi's crying. Oh, it's because of the context being lost. Oh, they didn't actually do anything. Oh shit.
Not that they have to apologize because they're rich and attractive, so
of
they
course,
never do anything wrong.
Naturally.
They are Canadian.
So yeah, the Yakuza. I remember the Yakuza characters. I remembered also the little kid that was trying to enter the host club, and immediately went to Tamaki and said, "I wish to be your apprentice." And Tamaki was like, "Oh, hell yes, let's go. Somebody wants to learn from me? Study from the master of the host club? Oh, of course." And then the kid turned out to be a nightmare. The kid was like listening into him trying to like flirt with one of the customers, and then he was immediately just like, "Why would you lie? She doesn't look like that at all. She's not that impressive." It's like, what the fuck? Why would you say that? What are you doing? I thought you were supposed to be taking notes here. And like he's trying to take notes to like impress the girl that he likes before one of them moves away, I think.
Yeah, moves to Germany.
The girl moves to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that story, once they looked into his story, the story was just like she would play piano and he loved watching her play piano, but she was always just asking for him to play piano with her, and he was like, "No, I'll just watch." It's like, why don't you play with her? Why don't you play with her? Why don't you learn and play with her maybe? So they teach him, he does it, and then I think she moves, and he immediately is like part of the host club for like a joke panel where like he's having a whole bunch of the customers falling for him, and he's acting like he's like better at this than Tamaki now. Like that kind of shit was funny. I thought, yeah.
Correction.
Actually,
piano.
Didn't I say
it's
that?
important.
Didn't I say that?
No, you said they. It's not they.
Oh,
it's
sorry. I didn't specify the exact character. Actually.
This will be on the quiz, chat.
It's important. Oh my god.
Okay, you're going to lose.
Yeah, well, have you ever thought that Tamaki maybe, is he they?
That's true.
You know
That's
what?
true.
Storyline would go nuts.
Ari, I do apologize. Most of my headcanons are Tamaki being transmask. So no, I had not.
That would be treated with the same level as like the instant coffee, where he's like, "Guys, you're not gonna believe what I've heard.
I've never heard of this concept before.
Let's try this out, okay? Let's try out pronouns."
This wild thing the commoners are using now. Can we try this? And then, like some of the customers say, like, "I've heard of this before. I'd like to try it too."
Oh no. It's spreading.
Proletariat pronouns.
Did we really get the proletarian?
Ouran High School Host Club is so fun. By the way, I keep saying Ouran Host Club. There was a clarification from the author about trying to say the name of it. I think they had said you could say Ouran or you could say Host Club, but you probably shouldn't refer to it as Host Club when you're in public, because then you're just talking about a host club in public.
I think it's way funnier. That's what you should do.
Which was followed. It was followed with like a little tiny comic of people saying it on a train, which I assume all of that happened because the author heard people talking about it on a train. That's what I assume probably happened. But I don't. Yeah. I keep calling it Ouran Host Club just because it's shorter than Ouran High School Host Club, but
well, I get the words mixed up, which is why I do it.
Right.
I just say Ouran. to be honest,
Yeah.
and people usually know what I'm talking about.
I mean, no matter what, people are gonna know what I'm saying. As long as I'm saying Ouran somewhere, that like people are gonna know. I don't think people will know if I was saying host club. I don't. I think the author had said you could call it host club. I don't know many people that refer to this by host club by itself. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I think in my head, I usually accidentally say Ouran Host Club High School, which implies that it's a high school specifically about host clubs.
Can you imagine?
Now that's a visual novel I'd read.
Yeah, you know, I'd be interested. Now we're getting sorority.
Must be surreal to hear
Like,
people
so-
talk about your
so-
manga public, but also just refer to it as host club. Yeah, yeah.
That would be nuts.
What were you gonna say, Ari? Were you saying something else?
No, I was just talking about
Okay.
the bit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Just love high schools. Yikes.
Yeah. So, what other chapters were there? So we referred to those. We referred to the bullying one in the first chapter, which everybody was just like catching her in 4K doing it, and then they called her out for it. Oh, bye, Turndo. Turndo said they had to leave at a certain time ahead of time. So stay safe, Turndo.
The miscommunication part where Tamaki accidentally causes Haruhi to give the prize winner an actual kiss, and they start calling him like a kissaholic.
Because the communication error here that happened was, I don't even really. Haruhi was told suddenly, because it went from Tamaki was going to do the kiss to actually Haruhi's going to do the kiss, because twists at the end are funny. This is the twins talking. We think twists are more interesting. So Haruhi's like, well, I mean, I don't mind as long as it's on the cheek, okay? Cheek, nothing else. And then Tamaki's freaking out about it and immediately causes Haruhi to fall, her lips to fall onto the girl's lips. So it is an actual kiss by accident. Was what seemed like happened there from Tanaki freaking out about it. Tamaki was freaking out about like, oh, her first kiss is going to be with another woman. Oh no, wait, I got to do something about this. And then he caused it to happen. Great, Tamaki.
Good job.
Again, I do love the customers' reactions to their antics too. I think it's very funny. Because like you'll see. Yep.
It would be different if the customers weren't into it, but they are.
The customers aren't just into it; they're like made their own characters, and I think that's very fun too. I like that. I like that we have focus. I like that we have regulars. I like that Renge didn't just disappear after the first one. She randomly shows up again later for reasons, and they're just like, "Wasn't she in Paris?" Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
Well, oh, there was a regular in one chapter who's just like, yeah, she changes who her favorite is like every week or so. So now it's Haruhi, and before it was like, was it Haruhi? Or maybe it was Haruhi. But like Tamaki just gets so upset.
It was Tamaki, and now it's Haruhi because Haruhi's here now.
Yeah, Tamaki was just very upset because now Tamaki's not the favorite. But she's like had somebody from the host club be her favorite like several times now at this point, and now Haruhi's there.
I think they got through a full rotation twice. At least.
Now that was also, I think that was the Christmas chapter, and her whole story. That was the teacup girl. Oh yes, the teacup girl, and her whole thing was, I am really interested in teacups, and Haruhi calls it out, and she's like all embarrassed about it because she's into the teacups because of the boy she likes, who's was that supposed to be her fiance, but he's transferring out. I know he was transferring out, but I don't remember.
So it was. They were like engaged since they were kids, but he was decided suddenly that he was going to go on a trip to London, and they never really talked about like why he was going on the trip to London, which he was doing it to become like more of a man for her, and then she started like going around, and people were like, oh, she's wanting to have her last fling before she gets tied down or whatever.
I see. Yeah, so that's what that was about. And then was that the one where Haruhi was trying to learn to dance, or was that a different one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I think she was getting dancing lessons. Tamaki thought he was going to be doing the dancing lessons, but no, she was giving the dancing lessons. The girl, the customer, right? For the thing later. So, Yeah, I remember that.
And
bit.
they joked about the fact that it would have had to have been a woman because there's no way that Tamaki would play the female part in a waltz.
Right.
And they were trying to teach Haruhi the male part of the waltz.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah, she needed a teacher from a girl because she is a boy. Yes. Or she's, yeah. I understand. I see. That makes a lot of sense. What other bits were there that I may be forgetting? Oh, we had the brief mention about the voodoo doll guy. Who I think we were talking about the name of the puppet cat. Yeah, so what was the issue you had with the name? It was like spelled differently here than it was in like the anime or something, or what was the issue?
Because if you read the name in the manga without the context that it is like would be said with a Japanese inflection, it would be Bereznov. But in the anime it said Belzanoff.
Okay.
And that kind of irked me a little.
Okay, which again I just assume is Japanese pronunciation. Like the Japanese pronunciation is probably something like Beruzanov or something like that. It's probably
we had that
like
issue with Vader Hearts.
Oh yes, with probably Leo and Rio probably.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's like 3 different spellings for the cat thing's name. Was this a puppet? I forget what this was. This is a puppet for this cat?
Yeah, it's a hand puppet.
And that character wasn't even like a big character in that chapter. That was like the twins chapter thing, right? But it just started with like a joke about that character, and that character just showed up peeking through the door, like, "Oh, you should join the voodoo club or the occult club. We got voodoo dolls for you." I'm just saying that's a concept that might come up later in the chapter.
And
anyways,
the twins. Yeah. A lot of flashlight.
Yeah, because they're just like, oh, he supposedly will die if he has light. It drains his power or whatever. And they immediately shine a flashlight.
They're killing him and they're laughing.
Mod, shine a spotlight on this man.
Mod, make him touch grass.
That too. For real.
Yeah, so were you going to say something about this character, Andy? I didn't know if you were about to say something about this character. Yeah. Are they like important later?
Yeah. There's an episode about him in the anime, so I'm assuming that he's gonna come back up.
Okay. Because there's a random character also just have walk in for no reason for that chapter, so I was like, what is happening here?
So the reason that they did that is because they get the voodoo doll that they use at the end as the part of the blackmail, right?
Right.
No, he has an arc later on. Yeah.
Okay. By the way,
for now he's just kind of there.
By the way, the twins convinced Haruhi to invite or use that whole chapter to trick Haruhi into inviting them over to her house later. Did that happen here in like a bonus chapter or something, or is this just like implied that it might happen in the future?
I don't think it's happened yet. Them actually going to her house.
Okay. Because I didn't know if it was like a bonus chapter. There's a couple bonus chapters that was like them, but like as a fake family together.
I thought those were really funny. I like those a lot.
I couldn't remember some of the events that happened, but I think I remembered like they were living as if they were a poor family too, and I think was one of the bits. But naturally you had Kyoya as like the mom role, I think, too there, and Tamaki, not Takumi, very different character, very different from Chaos Head.
Chap. Don't worry.
And I'm just imagining if they got Takumi from Chaos Head to be a host club, a host at the host club. That would be wild.
So good.
Not a bonus chapter. I think it was one of the imaginations of the boys. Oh, I see. What else was there? Oh, I did also find it funny that we had the twins be basketball players, at least for like the Renge chapter. I don't know if they are actually in the basketball club or whatever. Going back to the author's love of slam dunk, I was like, oh, nice. That's funny. That's funny to know. Now that I know that slam dunk was a thing that influenced them. Yeah. What else? What else we got to talk about here?
So your problem with the fucking of the names, I'm having it too. Every time you say Haruhi, I'm thinking of the other one.
Suzumiya, yeah, very different.
Yeah.
We're not studying Haruhiism right now, okay? We're learning about Fujioka, I think is her first name. Yeah.
Her last name. Haruhi Fujioka, Tamaki Suo, Kyoya Otori, Karu Hitachin, and Hikaru Hitachin, and then Mitsukuni Haninozuka and Takashi Morinozuka.
Okay.
Those were some names.
It will
and
be on the
Honey
quiz.
and Mori come from the first part of their last names, which merged when they had their families merged. So that's why they both have Nozuka in their names, but start with Honey and Mori.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay.
That was touched on. I don't know if that gets expanded upon later.
Okay. Let's see here. What else do we have? Do we have thoughts? Do we have other things to bring up? I think we talked about most of the chapters. I think we talked about most of the chapters and made events that happened this week. I think very strong start for the series. I think it was very great first impression of the cast. Great. It felt like, and I don't remember how long the series went for, but I remember one of the early things from the author, the little notes, because there's several notes, which I appreciated. I like little author notes, saying that originally they were planning to only do this for like a year, but I assume it blew up massively. So they were like, okay, we got a lot more planned now. And I think in another note, they were like, this whole first volume was just standalone stories, because I just assumed this was only going to be for a year. But now, going forward, there will be continued narratives in the future. Because now, fuck it, I guess you guys really fucking like this. So we're going to keep going with it.
I accidentally created a foundational base for Shoujo manga.
My bad.
Oh, no.
Whoopsies.
Manga.
Iconic example of girl bossing a little too hard, too close to the sun.
It's like, that's literally what Sailor Moon was, though, too.
Yes.
Where she's like, yeah, I just kind of did stuff for a while, and then people really, 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 really liked it, so now I have to keep doing that, and I don't know what to do. And I'm scared.
And that happened several times with Sailor Moon, too. Several times where there's like, this is the end. Nope, not quite yet. This is the end. No, not quite yet. Damn it. Yeah, here it's easier with its format to like keep it going at least, but yeah. That was just very funny. And then also there was notes from Hatori Bisco about like how, for those of you who are here from my previous series, Millennium, I don't remember what it was called now, Millennium Snow. For those of you who are here from that, I know this is very different from that series. However, we're going to have to pause that series for a while because this is surprisingly blown up. Oopsie, hit tweet. So I got to do this for a while, but don't worry, there'll be more Millennium Snow in the future. And then she did eventually finish Millennium Snow. I think once she finished up Ouran Host Club. So I was glad to see that got finished in the future, and it wasn't something that was put to the side. It reminded me again, like you said, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon started as Sailor V, like as its own thing, just about Sailor V, and then Sailor Moon started as like a side thing or whatever, a different version of it, and then that one blew up, and then Sailor V had to get like delayed a bit or like had chapter updates in between and stuff like that. So it was interesting to see those kind of parallels as well. So yeah. Yeah, I appreciate author notes. I really like looking at the afterwards, as you can tell by the fact that I read almost all of them on these podcasts. When they happen, I will in fact read the afterword, not all the little notes, but I'll read the like little author bios or like special thanks at the end here, that we got. Let me do that here. This is the end of Volume 1's special thanks. The words from cover editor. The characters would hate it, so I quite unlikely. What? The characters would hate it, so it's quite unlikely, but please make it look like they're in love. That's a quote from the cover editor. And then it says, it would, however, suit Tamaki's ego. Laugh. Those are the words from the cover editor, and then Tamaki being like, you know what? That suits Tamaki. Fuck it. And then it says, thanks so much. Yamashita, everyone in the editing department, everyone involved in the publication of this book, mom, my family and friends, super helpers. I'm tremendously thankful, grateful, folks. And then it lists a bunch of names, but I think I wanted to read the author bio. Bisco Hatori made her manga debut with Ishun Kan no Romance, a moment of romance in Lala DX magazine. The comedy Ouran High School Host Club is her breakout hit. When she's stuck thinking of character names, she gets inspired by loud, upbeat music. Her radio is set to NAC 5 FM. I don't know what that is. NACK 5 FM. She enjoys reading all kinds of manga, but she's especially fond of the sci-fi drama Please Save My Earth and Slam Dunk, a basketball classic. And the other bonus memes that we have here at the end of Volume 1, we already talked about the Honey's Bun Bun comic. There also is the character descriptions, character introductions for all the characters with all of their little descriptions and them in outfits, like casual outfits and stuff, going through what their favorite things are and all that, which again, we talked about the changing sizes of Honey from that note. There's a lot of notes with those. I'm not going to go through all of them here because there's a lot of them, but if you have the physical volume or access to read those character intros, you should, because they're very interesting. Volume 2 had quite a few other things at the end of it. So before we get into the discussion about the bonus comic, for those of us who did read the bonus comic, I don't know how many people did. They did also have... well, let me just read the author bio. Bisco Hatori made her manga... Oh, it's probably just the same thing. Never mind. That one's the same thing. The special thanks. Presented per no one's request, the usual flirtatious drawing to end the volume. And it's a drawing of Haruhi with the twins surrounding her and putting like flowers in her hair and stuff, and they're all happy. It's very cute. It says, please let the Shoujo Beat team know what you think of Ouran High School Host Club. Ouran High School Host Club, and then it says like their address, I guess. We're not doxing Shoujo Beat here, okay? I'm going to read their P.O. box and everything. So yeah, let them know. Let's see here. Okay, so then we got the bonus comic, which has nothing to do with Ouran Host Club, and it was written before Ouran Host Club. Called... What was it called? Romantic Egoist was the comic. So, who here actually read all of that? I read
I
all of it.
did.
Okay. All right. Me. Okay, so
I
Romantic
was so
Egoist.
confused.
Oh, you were like waiting for the boys to show up, because I
Well,
at
I
first
was
thought to
reading
myself, but
online.
oh, you were reading online.
I thought
I
like
see.
maybe a chapter got linked incorrectly. I was deeply confused.
Nope, yep, that was
Hold
there.
on, how did I get here?
Where am I?
Where the
What is
boys
happening?
at?
Where's the boys? I thought it would have been funny at first
Where's
if
the
like
boys
they
at?
just had the boys show up in the end to save everything. For a bit, because before I remembered that like this was all probably before Ouran Host Club was even made, I had thought the like twin women that were this, I thought that was just the twin boys here, but
Incognito.
so the story of Romantic Egoist is about a girl who, I don't remember the names of any of these characters, but there's a girl at a school who likes a boy, and she's convinced by these two twin girls with like different hair colors to give him a love potion, which will work on him for 2 weeks or something. I think she hasn't even actually talked to this boy before. She's only like looked at him before or something like that. I don't know how much she's actually talked to him, but she's seen him in the library and has a crush on him. And she's convinced by these two that you could give him this love potion if you just swap your drink with his drink. It'll work for 2 weeks, and as long as you can convince the love to be genuine before the end of it, then it'll stick. So if you do that, everything will work out for you. And she gets it, and she's nervous about it at first, not sure if it's going to work or whatever, but then she gets too nervous to actually go through it, because she's like, I can't even approach this guy, and you want me to swap drinks with him? That's not going to work out here.
Yeah, you know,
So then
just
she's like,
swap drinks as you do.
so she's like ready to give up on that, and then other boy shows up, is like, hey, can I take a sip of that real quick? Which I was already like, what do you mean? Can I just take a sip of that real quick? And then
It
he
was
takes.
like that scene in Familiar Zero.
Oh, okay. Yes, true. He takes a sip of it and immediately looks at her like, "Hey, you want to go out?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Now that's what's going to strike, you know, and it works right away.
100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Very
Worked well,
powerful.
too well, to be honest.
Very, very powerful drink.
Suspiciously well. This is playing from the start.
Oh, funny you mentioned that. Oh, that's weird. That's wild that you would say that. So, the boy who drank it, which I was confused at first, for a moment, I didn't realize that was a random other boy. For a moment, I thought the guy got out of his seat. I was like, "Hey, can I take a sip?" And I thought it was the boy she was going after at first. And then the next chapter, he was like all dressed up in like a punk outfit. And I was very confused. Like, wait, what happened? But the problem was this is a completely different guy who drank it.
Two
That's a
sides to
wild
myself.
potion.
Yeah, the potion makes him like me, and he turns like punk rock on me. What happened?
No. He was
Listen.
like there's two sides to him.
It's a natural side effect, okay? No, but yeah, this is a random other boy, and so the next day she's like talking to the other girls, like, "What do I do?" And they're like, "Well, it's 2 weeks, so maybe try going out with him, see how it goes.
Have some fun."
And she's just like, "No, he scares me. Okay, he looks like a bad boy or whatever. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I trust that. He could be wild. He could be up to dangerous things or whatever." But then they actually do hang out a bit more, and they find out that he's a pretty chill guy. Loves his music, loves talking about music, works at a record store, I think, and
I think he just visits there a lot.
and is also very perceptive of the girl. I think he mentions to her, like, you seem like a person who has things that she wants to say, but she's too scared to actually say them. And you should feel more comfortable to speak your mind more in like some appropriate settings or whatever. They grow closer over time. It's very cute. It's very nice. I thought. And then you get to the point where you things change because she's starting to be like, the 2 weeks are almost up. I'm starting to have feelings for him now. I don't think I want the 2 weeks to end, but also I don't know if any of the feelings he's having right now are fucking real or not because of this potion thing going on. Then she finds out that was all just a ruse that he did with the girls. The twin girls saw him. He had a crush on her, much like she had a crush on the guy in the library, where he would stare at her in the library or like notice her in the school, but never actually approached her and talked to her really. And so the twins approached him and said, "Hey, why don't you do this love potion trick with her, and then potentially, spending 2 weeks with her after that little quote accident, maybe you two will grow closer through that and try it out and see what happens." And she finds out that that's what the story was, and she feels like she's been tricked as well. And then the other library boy shows up, and it's he's like, I don't know what his deal was. He like hadn't noticed her or talked to her before, but suddenly he was trying to hit on her or like be close to her or whatever, and shitting on the other guy too.
It was that he had known that she'd been watching him, but he hadn't done anything about it. Like, he just kind of let her.
And now he's been noticing her hanging out with the punk rock dude, and now he was getting jealous and trying to like actually do something about it now. But it's like it's too late because now she likes the other guy now, and he. Yep, go on.
I don't know if I would call it jealous. I would just think it's more just an observation where this guy, like, because we find out that he's clearly like kind of stuck up.
Right.
So I saw it as like, oh, this person who's always kind of around you, but you don't really talk to her. She's just, there. You notice that she's hanging out with this guy that looks like her total opposite and is also a type of guy that you really don't like. So you being this snide little bastard, you're just like, hey, is that what's going on, huh?
Yeah. And I mean, he was shitting on the guy, the punk rock guy, and then she was defending him because she realized even though she discovered that the love potion thing might have been a trick, she still has feelings for him, so don't talk shit about him. And he showed up to protect her as well. And it was a nice little bonus comic, I thought. I thought it was very sweet. I thought it was very, very, very nice. I was immediately gonna be like, there's a love potion fucking gimmick going on. Oh, that's gonna be bullshit. And then when he immediately was like, hey, you want to go out after taking a sip? I'm like, okay, so this is bullshit, right? What's happening here? what's happening here? I didn't realize
love it cannot be seen.
I didn't realize the other layer of he was also in on the joke. I thought he was just a dude that walked up, took a sip, and was like, hey, you want to go out? I didn't realize he knew about the love potion stuff at all. I just thought he was some dude who was like, let me try to ask her out, and was like very awkward and was maybe I could take a sip of that because it looks like she's about to offer it to him or whatever, so maybe I'll do it because she was too scared to do it. I thought it was something like that at first. I didn't realize there was like a bonus meme twist to it.
Find the chess.
You know, it was very interesting because it's a whole thing about like taking a chance on somebody despite their appearances. You know, he's a punk rock dude, but there's different sides to these people. They don't necessarily have to be intimidating just because you have these different ideas of those kind of people. They can have different thoughts about things, and they could be like, you know, different types of relationships can happen if you like give them a chance or whatever. I liked all that. I don't know how I feel about using the love potion to facilitate all of that, but I guess that goes into the thing that it was also trying to focus on, which is actually confronting people about your feelings honestly, and trying to get over trying to like play these weird games about it and instead just like be real with people. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot that it was trying to do in this short little one shot, and I thought it was nice. What did other people think about this comic?
I liked it.
You liked it? You thought it was neat?
Cute little one shot.
Yeah. It was cute. It was neat.
Well, I said in the YouTube chat that I kind of hope like maybe we get a little bit more follow up in like at the end of future volumes, but if it's a one shot, that's okay. I was happy reading it anyway.
It'd be nice if there was updates to it. It'd be nice. I don't remember if it said that there were. There might be. I remember there was a couple things called Egoist that are like bonus comics. This one was called, what was it? Romantic Egoist. I think the bonus meme comics about, or the afterward bonus meme comics about the club people are called like Egoists Host Club or something like that. I forget. Egoistic Club. That's what it's called. Egoistic Club. That's where it's like the afterword from the author comic being like, here's the rankings when we did the poll. And by the way, I know I said the twins, you could tell them apart from the parting of their hairs. I think I got that backwards for which ways they're supposed to be parted too. Also, they're Virgos, by the way. Anyways, yeah, we're changing things about the twins. And it's very much confusing me. I think the twins are just going to be an enigma to me.
All part of the plan.
The twins are all just going to be an enigma to me, okay? They're just mysterious boys that look the same, that like to cause mischief. And you know what? That's fine by me. They're like the Joker in that sense, okay? Their origin story keeps changing. But you know what? They just like to cause chaos. So
never quite the same. You know, I got a little variety of stories.
What were you saying?
Oh, I'm excited to see what they do with the twins. Especially just based off of what was in the anime. I'm a sucker for codependency.
So here's a question. Yeah. Roughly how many episodes of the anime have been covered so far? My assumption is each chapter is a whole episode because of the length of them.
Pretty much, except that the reason that I was freaking out about when they got to the resort is because in episode 7, Kyoya kind of threatens to assault Haruhi in the anime, so I was really worried that we were about to get to that. But because that was chapter 7 and that's episode 7, so let me double check.
This is why assault.
This is why No, we don't. Whoa, hold up.
Oh,
hold up.
Okay, the episode that I was thinking it was episode 8. So yeah, it's literally chapter per episode so far. So we're to episode 7 out of 26, but also I'm pretty sure that the stuff in the last few episodes doesn't happen. Like there's a whole new character that's introduced in the anime that didn't exist in the manga, so don't worry, right. I'll let you guys know when it strays. But yeah, so far we're 7 for 7.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Things change for sure. Okay. Summary, I don't know if you or Andy might know, like, does the anime try to go through all of the manga, or is there like a point where we're just only going to be getting original content?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I guess since this is a conversation that I'd be having more directly with Samurai, I know that the Ouran fair, because they had to find a way to like really like end the anime, just straight up, as far as I'm aware, is not in the manga. And all of the stuff that's introduced in those last 1 or 2 episodes in the anime is introduced more gradually and expanded upon in a more natural way in the manga than the anime.
Right. Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
Right. Okay. By the way, real quick, I do know who you are, Samurai. I know you've changed your name and all that. I just didn't know if you wanted me to refer to you by the name I know you by, so I haven't been doing that. But I know who you are. I just want to make that clear. I do know who you are. So yes. Yeah, and there is some separate manga content, like Mori as a brother. Okay, you can call me whatever. Okay, I see. Okay, Mori has a brother? Oh my god.
I think that was mentioned. I think that was mentioned.
No, Honey. Is Chica in the Chica?
Chica?
Stop. We'll get there next week or the next weeks.
Oh my god. Spoiler characters. Oh no. I was thinking Chica from Five Nights Freddy's.
If you did not see them, then just say no.
I was just thinking Five Nights Freddy's Chica.
I had a feeling that you would say that when they came out of my mouth.
Chip.
Is that the bite of 87? Okay, so all right, what else do we have to say here? What else do we have to say?
It was good.
Thoughts? It was good? You thought it was okay? Yeah? How many booms?
You're putting words in my mouth. I said it was good, and you're like, oh, you think it's okay.
I'm trying to get you to say more things. Say more things.
You think it's okay. I am saying more things right now. I'm calling you out.
Okay. I don't hear anything that's wrong about what I said.
I'm duck already.
I've gone over everything. It's good.
This is a very defensive non-answer. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, if we don't have anything else to discuss, then I guess...
You're forgetting something.
What? I've literally asked, do we have anything more to discuss several times, and you guys have said nothing. Can you just say it?
You're forgetting something. This is the bit that you would do. Come on, think about it.
Can you just say it? Don't play games here. Just say it.
I'm playing games here, Chip.
I'm gonna fucking mute you unless you say it. Just say it.
Okay, boys.
Hold on, I'll get it. Grace, hold on.
I'm trying to ask you guys, what more do we have to talk about? Okay, if you bring it up, why couldn't you just... I didn't even notice this, by the way, okay? Don't be doing this to me, all right? Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, let me pull this up here. Let me zoom this in. I mean, this is
analyze
hard
the
to...
footage.
For context for the Spotify podcast, one of Chap's things is whenever chess comes up in a manga or anything that we consume, I think anime as well.
It's usually wrong.
He plays chess, so he will assess whether or not the state of the game that is being presented in the media is accurate or even.
So for those of you watching the versions of this with visual, you'll see I have it on stream right now, okay? But I will describe it for those of you who cannot see it, okay? The chessboard here, first of all, it has the correct number of tiles, the squares on the board. However, it is positioned in the wrong way. The white square is supposed to be on the right side. That's a problem. Now, the other thing... Now, you could just assume maybe you're just supposed to look at it as if it's the other way, and that might be true too, all right? But, okay, but now, the other thing that you have to notice here, all of the pieces are white. There are no black pieces on this board here. And yet, they're not in, like, starting positions. It's like the game is over. But there is no black pieces on the board. There's just white pieces. One of which, in the middle, I assume is the king. The king is, like, in the middle of the board for some reason. There's, like a pawn in its starting spot. There's a knight, like, somewhere towards the middle. I don't know if any of these are a queen. I think they have 3 rooks, which implies one of them promoted to a pawn and then moved back. There's no black pieces. We're not playing against anybody, by the way. So this is just like somebody set this up and then didn't do anything. What was the context of this chessboard being there? Was it just there in the background?
It was like a chapter cover at some point.
Oh,
in like the first volume.
Okay, all right. So it's just like a prop on a set there that they just weren't playing at all. I'm just saying, one day
you appreciate it.
One day a manga will actually understand how chess works. I understand we have shogi over there. Shogi is its own thing, very similar to chess, but like more advanced. But when are we gonna get a chess? Not even a chess anime or manga, just somebody who makes manga who knows the rules of chess.
Playing chess correctly.
The rules of chess are not hard. I don't think they're that hard. Like, all right. Anyways. Like, we want a character knit. See, there you go. Like, if somebody has a hobby that you understand and they're just presenting it wrong, like, what am I supposed to do? Now,
if we get to Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun mentioning game states and what the hell's going on there.
So yeah, we'll add Ouran Host Club to the list of media that have portrayed chess wrong. The list is growing. All right, the list is growing.
Okay, we have
now
Umineko.
Now, Umineko is a case where I would have exceptions for some of the cases where it's doing it for very clear thematical purposes. But there's many cases where it's not doing it for thematical purposes. It's clearly just trying to show a chess game happening, and it's doing it wrong. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Did it hit your hearts when he sinned related to chess, or was that just fine as it was?
I think it did. I don't remember what it was, though. I could be wrong, though. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the other series.
That happened, too.
All right, we're good with that. We're not here to talk about all the chess memes. I just wanted to go about that one. Okay, so that's that topic. Any other topics we gotta discuss before we wrap this up? Okay, well then, I hope everybody had an exciting time with the first volumes of Ouran High School Host Club, otherwise known as OHSHC. I was trying to make hashtags for the description of the YouTube video, and apparently people in some places have shortened it to that as a hashtag, which feels like an awkward hashtag. But I was like, fine, I'll do it. OHSHC. So there you go. That's Ouran High School Host Club. Hope you all had a great time. I'm having a blast, so I'm excited for the next volumes. We'll be continuing those discussions next week. We do these talks every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. If you want to check out all those things live, you can go to youtube.wolfborg.com, twitch.wolfborg.com, or kick.wolfborg.com, or just go to wolfborg.com, and then you can find all my links to all of those things. And if you want to become a part of the book club, whether you want to be a part of the live stream discussions that we have here, or you just want to yap in the text channels with us, or you want to be a part of future series, you can find the invite to the club if you go to discord.wolfborg.com. If you join the Discord server, you can join the server, go into the roles channel, and grab yourself the Anime Book Club role, and then you can go into all the book club channels there, and you can have a fun time with us, and it's a great time. And you can be a part of the not just this series, but also the occasional watch parties that we do. We just finished watching the Bloom Into You anime, because we had read that in the past, and pretty soon, I say pretty soon because I'm not sure if it's going to be like this month-ish, maybe in a couple weeks or something. I don't know, just scheduling wise. We're going to be watching Kagero Days, I think will be the next one we do. So we're going to be doing Kagero Days. So, yeah. And then we're going to be going back to Sailor Moon for the next season of that, for that watch party. Eventually, we'll be done with Ouran Host Club, and that'll be added to the list as well. So if you want to be a part of those watch parties as well, we do book club watch parties related to the series that we've read. So we've watched the animes for everything that we've read so far, except for Kagero Days right now, and then more seasons of Sailor Moon. We watched the first season of it, so that's what we do here. So if you're interested in any of that, join the discussions on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Discord, and now Spotify. If you're somebody who's listening to this and wants to hear an edited down version of the podcast, you can check that out on Spotify. I don't know.
Oh, my tangents, they're gone.
I will say, I don't know how frequently those will be uploaded. Like, I don't know if they're going to be going up every Friday or every Saturday or whatever night. give me some time to get used to it first, but the episodes will go up on Spotify when I get them done and ready. Eventually, I'll find an audio editor to actively give them that work weekly, and then they'll be able to handle that. But for now, I'll handle it myself. I'll get that all set up to a standard I like, and then show them that as an example, and then we'll go with that. So you guys don't have to worry about the details, but if you are listening on Spotify and you're excited for more episodes, don't worry, they're there. And there's a lot more episodes that have happened. This is episode 104 of the Anime Book Club. If you're confused of where the other episodes are, those all happened for years before we started posting them onto Spotify, because putting them onto Spotify retroactively was a whole nightmare to say that we're going to suddenly do.
It has been 2 years, huh?
Yeah. So if you want those episodes up, they will be up eventually once I get somebody to help do audio editing for that, and then we'll have them also go through a backlog and upload those episodes up as well. But it'll take a while before the other ones, so in the meantime, we'll upload the newest ones onto there. But if you want to hear the past ones, you can go to youtube.wolfborg.com. All of those VODs are on there. All of them are on there. They're very nice. They're very publicly accessible. You can see them all. They're into playlists as well. A nice little playlist, so you can check them all out there. So, thank you so much, everybody.
Did not happen. It didn't.
Oh,
Don't worry
yeah.
about it.
Umineko is definitely not on there. There definitely didn't take over the club for like half a year for us to read that. It definitely hasn't been brought up for every single thing that we've read ever since. Definitely
I didn't
not.
bring it up
No.
this time.
That's true. That's true. Shadow brought it up with the chess Umineko stuff. So there you go.
I mean, how could I not? You know,
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So let's find out who we're going to rate. And thank you so much, everybody who did stop by for the streams. I appreciate all of you. And thank you so much again for the raid that we had earlier. I appreciate that so much. And I hope you are all having an amazing night. And I hope you all continue to have an amazing week. And we will see some of you again next week when we discuss volumes 3 and 4 of Ouran High School Host Club. Yippee! All right, who are we going to raid today? We're going to raid... Who are we raiding? By the way, we do have a raid message. If anybody is interested in using it, if you would like to use it, there it is. That's your choice. I'm not your dad. Tamaki might be. That's up to you.
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's say hi to... Oh my god, is this person doing... I think this person is doing Christmas puzzles? Yo, we gotta raid into a fellow
Your
festive
twin?
Christmas enjoyer. Oh my god. They're doing like, looks like one of those puzzles moving... Among Us cookies? Oh my god. We're gonna raid
Perfect for your
into...
puzzles.
We're gonna raid into Mia Galactic. I found out I don't have game night tomorrow, so there might be a stream tomorrow. If I do stream, it will probably be more art practice. We'll see how that goes. I think I wrote Saturday and or Sunday. We're gonna be playing Penguin Helper to continue on with our winter/holiday themes. I'm gonna be helping to pick up penguins when they fall over. That's my job. Okay, I'm gonna help out the penguins. I think that's what the game's about. We'll see. I'm gonna help them out. So, if you're interested in that, that'll be happening sometime over the weekend. Otherwise, expect art tomorrow if I'm around. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody. It's time to raid out. Goodbye, gamers.
Bye, stream.
Bye-bye. Bye, stream. Bye, stream.